They're coming to get you, Barbara.
And there's no more room in hell.
Welcome, everybody. It's that time of year again. How are you guys doing tonight?
It's the most wonderful time of the year. What's going on, everybody?
Howdy, y'all.
Happy Sunday, everybody. I still say that fucking y'all's old theme song is still just the biggest banger that y'all have ever... Of all the songs, like, that's the one that still gets stuck in my head to this day, so... I think it's because I listened to it so much, going back to your old catalog.
The remastered rock version, but yeah, the odd thing, like I said, that was just a spur of the moment thing. We kind of come up with that song the night that we recorded the first show a few years back.
Just a couple years ago. It's weird because I was listening to like G-Cast episodes from the MySpace era, like 2006 and 7 recently. I found like a CDR of them. And man, like that shit is rough. Like we are like 10 times more country then than we are now. I don't know what happened. Can you believe it? But yeah.
We was like going through the drive-thru, like, I want a corn patty with cheese. God.
It really is like that. I was like, man, like would we just come out of the holler like and head right to a microphone?
Well,
like,
it's what Lou Perryman asked you guys. It sounds like y'all ain't been to town in a while.
I get it now after listening to that. Like I totally get it. But anyway, that's not what we're here for.
We went to speech therapy. It's helped a little bit over the years. Not really.
I think so. I've gotten more professional over the years. You've gotten a little more professional over the years.
But these shows are fun, man. We did this last year, October, Living Dead Weekend, and the June one coming up just this coming weekend, coming up here in less than a week. Are you guys getting excited about it, amped up, prepared?
Oof. I'm not even close to ready.
Yeah, Larry's still got a lot of work to do, and he's got to hit the gym. He's got to hydrate. He's gonna be busting his ass over the next.
Gonna be a lot of walking for you,
and a lot of talking.
Yeah. I was just glad to hear that you're doing the helicopter tour, man. Were you going to have all the original members in a helicopter, and you're going to be flying them around the mall?
Yeah, we set up a whole sort of landing pad on the roof. It's going to be really cool. Yeah.
And then that's like how much? That's like $5,000. Fly up in a helicopter.
Believe it or not, we discussed this a few years ago, like maybe trying to do something like that. I mean, we think of everything and we want to try everything, but I mean, I think it'd be a little too much.
I would almost be willing to drop a grand or something on a helicopter tour around the mall, you know.
I mean, you could have tested out and see. I mean, you could charge some crazy amount and see if there's enough Michaels out there that's willing to pay that kind of money, and maybe.
Right. I think more of it would have been like in the landing part, because is it secure enough? Or the roof is, like 50 something years old and whatnot. I mean, we would have to build maybe a landing pad. I don't know. I think it was just like too much to do.
I got
probably too much planning for that.
Yeah, that's the thing with Kevin and those guys that run Living Dead Weekend, is that they're always coming up with ideas and I mean, have you guys seen the photo op?
Oh yeah, I was going to talk about
backgrounds and shit. We'll definitely talk about that. But yeah, I mean, it's like they just go all out for the shit. It's like, you go to a lot of conventions, you pay $200 for a photo op, you're standing in front of a red curtain with so and so, you're 10 feet apart, and they look grossed out. And
you seen all those Nicolas Cage photo ops from this past weekend?
Yeah, I've seen a lot.
Yeah. I saw a couple of those. Yeah,
he looks really thrilled to be there.
I'm surprised Nicolas Cage is doing cons now, but I guess that's where the money's at.
There's a lot of people that are saying that it's like the worst interaction they've ever had with a celebrity too. With meeting him at that show. But I was thinking about these photo ops, so I'm fairly certain I've never seen another set of photo ops that were more creative or that I actually would want to do than this. I mean,
I didn't create it, but thank you.
Yeah, most of the time it's just, like you said, just stand by somebody and, you'll be like 5 feet away from them or something. Or it looks like a prom photo. Everybody's just awkward as fuck. Like they don't know where to put their hands.
What was the one? Was it who? It was the one. I forgot. What's the girl's name? When that fucking photo op, that guy dressed like the Crow, and she's standing there with her hand on her belly.
Fruza Balk.
Fruza Balk. Yeah. I was like,
she's passing a spell or something on him. I don't know what was going on.
She may have been. I mean, it's craft.
Did you see the grandpa from Texas Chainsaw? Fuck. What the hell?
God.
It looked like he had pancake mix and shit on his face. It's basically
looked like he was melting.
Wouldn't it have been easier just to? I'm sure somebody sells those grandpa masks. It would have been a lot easier and it would look better.
Yeah, I think Trick or Treat has one of those out. It looks just like the fucking movie. Why not just throw that on instead of whatever the hell that was?
Yeah, somebody said he looks like the moon.
He was the man in the moon. Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, the Richard France set too, man. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, oh my God.
That's dead on.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they all are. That freaking bank set is dead on too. I was like, that's insane.
And I'm not even a photo op guy. I don't even really particularly like taking my photo with the person at the table. Like I'm just like, hey, it's nice to meet you. I don't really, I don't need a photo. But these photo ops, there are definitely a couple that I have to do. Definitely the Richard France, definitely, which I wanted to ask Larry, start questions. So the Richard France photo op, is he going to be Richard France or is he going to be with the eye patch in the Millard Roush getup? Do you know?
I have not heard yet if he'll have the eye patch and everything.
Because if he's bringing the eye patch, or if he's going to have the eye patch in those things,
well, if
I'm definitely bringing the bottle of gin.
Go buy an eye patch just in case. I don't know.
Hey, strap this on for me real quick. So,
you'll probably make about. You probably make about a couple extra $100 if you just wear the eye patch.
Yeah, seriously.
I would wear it.
But I saw Jim Serenella comment where he was like, "I know it's Millard Roush in the TV studio set, not Richard France." So that's what made me think. It's like, oh, he's going to be like a fucking gimmick, So if that's the case, I'm showing up. Like if I'm doing that photo op, I'm bringing the bottle of gin, the tie, the shirt, and I'm going to be the Richard, what's his name? Fucking Howard Smith. I'm going to be the Howard Smith character just sitting there fucking while Richard France yells at me or something. But yeah, I mean, those photo ops are great. And is it mostly Kip that works on those, puts those together?
Well, Kip and Kevin build them, but I mean, they are all designed by Kevin. He really likes to decorate things. So this is really his forte. He's really into Christmas too, so he has these big Christmas displays and at his stores at the mall and stuff. He really likes to decorate things. So this is really Kevin's thing. He really gets into it, and you can tell, these are great.
So for those uninitiated, do you want to talk about Kevin and how he
Okay,
got
sure.
started with the Living Dead Museum, Living Dead Weekend.
Sure, sure. Well, Kevin Kreis is the owner and the creator of the Living Dead Museum and the Living Dead Weekend, and he has had various different museums at the mall since way back as far as maybe 2007 or so. My very first time going to the mall was in 2008, and they had the Horror Hound Pittsburgh 2008 show next door at the Expo Mart. During that show, I think it was the Saturday, Kevin put on a showing of Dawn of the Dead at the mall. It was the first time Dawn was ever shown inside the mall. He had a small museum in the back of his toy store at that point. And I believe that's the first time I ever met him. I was there for that screening, and they couldn't turn off the lights because they couldn't figure out how to turn off the ones at the other end of the mall. Were you there? Or you
No, I
just heard
remember hearing about it. I've heard from various
So
people.
yeah, they were supposed to turn off the lights so you could see the screen better and whatnot. And they turned them off at the other end of the mall, and they couldn't figure out how to turn them off over here. And the audio wasn't that good, but it was great seeing the movie in the mall. And Kevin put that together. And then the museum kept growing in different incarnations. He had toy stores in different museums, and they grew over the years. And then it moved up to Evans City when they actually didn't want him at the mall anymore in 2012 or so, 2013. He moved up to Evans City because they didn't want him. Okay? So then we have the museum up there in Evans City, and we started doing the Living Dead Weekend, which rose out of the ashes of the Living Dead Festival. Gary Striner had been doing the Living Dead Festival for a number of years, but he didn't want to do it anymore. So we were going to continue it. But then as things went along, Kevin learned that the name was trademarked and stuff, so he couldn't use Living Dead Festival. So we changed it to our own name, which is the Living Dead Weekend. Our first show was in 2015 in Evans City. And we did a couple in Evans City, 15, 16, and then 17 came along, and the mall got a new assistant manager, Kelly Rodakay. And she really liked Dawn of the Dead and all this kind of horror stuff. And she's the one that got us, put back in touch with the mall since Kevin wasn't there anymore with a store or anything. And she put it through that we could have a show there. She made it happen. So that's when we started doing Living Dead Weekend Monroeville in 2017. And then we've been doing both shows on and off since, with breaks because of COVID and such.
And so, what was the lady's name? She came in before her, though. The mall. I always heard that the mall was very wanted anything to do with Dawn of the Dead. If you showed up, tried to take pictures, they would quickly, under no certain terms, tell you to fuck off.
Right. Well, all through those years from back when Kevin had his first museum, small little ones in there, the general manager is named Tom Gerber, and they had zombie walks back in the day in the mall, and they didn't like them after a while because afterwards there'd be blood and makeup smeared all over the ground and on different store windows and stuff, and they got pissed, and then they didn't want any more events there, and they didn't want to have anything to do with Dawn of the Dead and any of this stuff. And that went on for a number of years until Kelly came along, got the job, and then she was cool with it, and she's like, let's bring this stuff in. I think it'll be good. And Kevin always tried to push for events and stuff, and she came along at the right time, and he's always asking, and then it became a thing.
Cool. Yeah, Kevin, they work, all you guys work your asses off, getting the guests, finding the guests. We'll talk about some of the guests tonight. Some first-time guests, people that y'all dug out of fucking.
How many are first-time guests though on the show? I'm guessing the majority of them are first-time guests, right?
At Living Dead Weekend this year?
Yeah.
No. A lot we've had before because we did the 40th anniversary reunion, we did the 45th anniversary reunion, but every show that we have these type of reunions, I want to find new people, and I'm the person that pretty much finds all these new people. All of them came from me because I research this stuff. I care. I love the movie. I want more people to come. I want new guests for you guys and for me because I'm that fan that wants to meet all these people.
Well, I know a lot of people's going ape shit about one particular person that's going to be there.
Yeah, Wooly. I mean, Wooly's going ape shit.
I remember.
I'm the person that got him.
He was one that I had correspondence with years and years ago for the through the mail autographs and stuff. And then actually, Eric Kent, as you guys know him, he was on our message board, And he was like, "Oh shit, get me in contact with him or whatever." But I don't know if he moved or what. But he didn't. I don't think he ever responded to Eric. So he's going to, I guess, finally get his autograph this weekend coming up.
Well, here's what happened with him. I had wanted to get him for a long, long time, of course, and I have a list of people that I would like to get in contact with. And years ago, I even sent him letters and got no response. And then I think the 40th anniversary had passed, and then 45th anniversary came up, and I'm like, I gotta get in contact with this guy. I want him to come to the show so bad for me and for you guys, all the fans. So I just tried everything possible, and I found out through research on the internet, okay, what are some of his kids' names? You know, find them on social media. And I sent messages to all the possible emails I could find for any of his kids or relatives. And I sent messages on Facebook trying to get a hold of them. And finally it got through, and it got a message to him. And then he replied to me, and I started having this conversation with him 3 years ago. And we were having the 45th anniversary show. He couldn't make it to that one because he had a golf tournament he was already scheduled to be at. But I kept in touch with him, and I kept inviting him every year. You know, we'll take him any year because people want to meet him so bad. And he's only done, I think, maybe one show before in 2000 or 2001. It was Cinema Wasteland. I think the first Cinema Wasteland, actually. And then I keep asking him. I asked him last June. I asked him last October, and he declined. This January, I started contacting people for this year's show. That's when I started working on all this stuff for this show. And I finally got through to him. He's like, "Sounds good. Tell me more." And I'm like, okay. So I write them this lengthy, email telling him every little detail of what goes on at the show, what it's going to be like, where you're going to stay, all this stuff. And he's like, okay, we're in. Him and his wife, because she's also a zombie in the movie. Not only is he Wooly, she's a zombie. 2 zombies, actually.
Who are the other, like, first-time ones? Like, I'm just curious, like, at this particular show.
Sure. Okay. One recent one, my last one I got in the door was Nick Mastandrea. And if you don't know who he is, he's a super interesting guy. He started with George Romero back on the amusement park and the Winners documentaries, okay, as a grip. And I don't know if you know what a grip is. A grip is sort of like it works with the camera crew, and they help, set up dollies and moving dollies and all that kind of stuff that a camera crew needs help with. They do all that kind of stuff. So he was a grip, and he started as a grip with George, and he worked through all the stuff from starting with the amusement park and the Winners documentaries all the way through to the dark half. And then through the course of that, he became the assistant director to George Romero on Monkey Shines. So he worked as a grip through all the things earlier, Creepshow, Dawn of the Dead, Night Riders, come to Monkey Shines, Day of the Dead also. But you come to Monkey Shines, he becomes the assistant director. And then he does that through 2 Evil Eyes also. Then he does it on Night 90, and then also the dark half. And then after that, George, didn't really direct much. And he moved to, Los Angeles, and he became the right-hand man, the assistant director to Wes Craven. So this guy who worked with George all these years, then he worked with Wes Craven on Scream 1 through 4 and all Wes Craven's movies, starting with The People Under the Stairs, as his right-hand man, the assistant director. I finally got him to do the show. I've been friends with him for like a decade and a half through Facebook. And he just so happened to be coming to town the weekend of our show to see his mother, who still lives here. And he said, I think I can make it to the show. Tell me more. So I tell him the whole spiel, and I tell him, it would be great to have you, blah, blah, blah. I've wanted him on at the show for forever and ever. And he's also the first scope zombie in Dawn of the Dead, too.
Now, there's a debate about that. If he's the scope zombie, or is it Bob Michelucci that's actually the scope zombie? Michelucci's made a career out of it.
Let's not have a pissing contest over the scope zombie.
We're going to have a fight. It's like the 2 doinks are fighting now or whatever, right?
Right,
well, Bob has been known as the scope zombie for a long, long time. And Nick has never done a show, so I guess maybe Bob lays claim to that name, although Nick is the first one shown in a scope. In the
real scope zombie, he can be called.
The real
scope zombie. This is like a Warrington Gillette flashback. Jesus.
I don't want to bring it up, but it's also the same as, who's Martinez?
Yeah, Joe Shelby versus John Amplis. Yeah, who knows? We'll see.
Okay, then so there are more new people too. There's a guy named David Brandt. He is a zombie in a trench coat. He gets kicked by Tom Savini when he's standing on the bench right before Peter shoots him through the ceiling. And he gets kicked by Savini. He's got a long trench coat and like makeup all over his face. His first time at the show. We have a woman, a blonde woman. Her name is Donna Beer. And she is in the pie fight, all over the pie fight scenes. Anytime you see a blonde in the pie fight and she's got this like dark green and blue like flannel shirt and a skirt, she's walking around all over the place. Blonde lady. It's her first time. I got her. There's another guy named Monty Mallon. He is he's one of the zombies that follows Flyboy after he comes back to life, and he leads all the zombies down the hallway, and they go up to the hideout and all that, and they go up on the roof. He's one of the zombies that's there following Flyboy, and he's on the roof, and he even does a stunt on the roof where Peter flips him over and stuff. It's his first time. Trying to think. We have a lot. Okay, a couple people recently came through. Bob Jacob. He is it's really hard to see him in the movie, but he's got a light blue shirt with short sleeves, and he's got black and white checker pants. And I showed screenshots of him and stuff. He recently came to us, and we decided to have him as a guest since I did find him in the movie.
We can show the website too on here. Let's see.
Okay, on Facebook. Yeah, he's right there in the center, Bob Jacob. Well, I don't know, about a month ago, his wife posted in the Dawn of the Dead group that I run. And she said, hey, my husband's a zombie in the movie and all this stuff. And she showed a photo, and the screenshot she showed, it wasn't him. And I could tell because one of his behind-the-scenes photos showed he had these pants on, like black and white checkered pants. And the screenshot she showed of a zombie did not have the same pants. So I knew it wasn't him. So Kevin says to me, hey, can you look for him in the movie? And I'm like, sure, of course. So I go and look, and I know the scenes where he should be. And I finally found his zombie. You can't really see his face. You can only see him from the side and behind, but you can find him by the pants. So that was cool. We got him to come in, and now he brought us two more people, a couple, and they are on the screen right there too. Right below him, there is Dwight and Bonnie Pritchett. They're in that same scene with Bob Jacob, and they are friends with him, and he brought them, to us for the show. Also, in the screenshot you're showing right there, there's a gentleman. He didn't come through me. Daniel Victor Klein, Mike Ankus.
Yeah, yes, I saw you guys Ankus. Finally got him on the page there officially.
One of our Day of the Dead zombie dudes. He's a documentary filmmaker. I worked with him on Chasing Zombies 2 years ago. He's doing a new documentary called Zombie Redemption, and he found this gentleman, Daniel Victor Klein. He's going to be there on Sunday. If you want to scroll up a little bit, I'll tell you. Okay, another interesting one, cool one that came to us on his own through Marty Schiff is David Butler. You see him there in the center. David Butler is pretty cool. He's never done a show before. He's lived in New York for decades and decades, but he recently retired and moved back to Pittsburgh, where he's originally from. You would mostly know him, or most fans of the Romero films would know him from Night of the Living Dead 1990, the remake. He is the guy, one of the guys, the posse members that finds Patricia Tallman as she's wandering by the truck, and they all surround her. And Michael Lancaster loves one of his lines there. What's his line? What does he say in that scene, Mike?
What in the name of Jupiter's balls are you doing out here, little lady?
That's him. That's him.
That's
and then, of course,
I'm excited to meet him for that. I just wanted to hear him say the line. Did you know that his brother is also in Dawn?
Yes, his brother has passed away too, about 2 years ago, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was listening to that Savini and Chris Stavrakis commentary, and he mentioned that John Butler was also, he's one of the rednecks in the redneck scene. And I was like, oh, okay, I wonder if he's still
in the redneck posse scene. They are getting coffee, if you remember that section, and he's standing next to Joe Abeln. And then when you see the posse members sitting in front of a tree and they shoot the one zombie out by the car, and the car, lights on fire, explodes. He's the guy that shoots the zombie.
Oh, Okay. Perfect.
So going back to David, of course, that was John Butler, David's brother. David is that guy. He also that him and his buddy saw open the door, and Tony Todd comes up the stairs in Night 90, and then he shoots him. Okay. He's also in Dawn of the Dead, though. That's why we are having him at the show.
And he's the guy that's next to the guy that shoots Flyboy in the elevator shaft, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I
He's
thought.
running through JCPenney's in a couple shots. He also throws the first grenade when the bikers are entering the sort of loading dock area in the movie. And you can see that in his photo there. He's got the grenade in his teeth. He pulls the pin out and throws it.
And Donna Beer,
Yeah.
is it beer or buyer? Beer.
I've been saying beer, but I could be wrong.
Hey, I'm all for beer. That sounds good to me. You can actually there's a really cool shot of her getting made up in Roy Frumkis's documentary Document of the Dead, which Roy's going to be there as well. So
Yep.
that's where like when she jumped out immediately to me because I love Document of the Dead. So when I saw that you guys got her, like that's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, she's the fucking girl from Document of the Dead, which you guys actually interviewed Roy Frumkis years ago, and to me, it's still like one of my favorite interviews you guys ever did because like. There's not a lot of people out there that ever interviewed Roy Frumkis, you know, as detailed and in depth as you guys did.
Well, I had no idea. But yeah, it's going to be good to see him. I've never met him in person or anything. I think he used to do the Cinema Wasteland shows quite a bit. But other than that, I don't think he did any conventions.
Yeah, I think
he was a really cool guy. I mean, in terms of like, he always kept up, like, correspond back and forth and stuff. And his connection with Street Trash and everything too. Like it was just kind of
he was also
perfect.
he also wrote The Substitute, which I just rewatched a couple of weeks ago for the first time in forever. I grew up on that fucking movie with Tom Berenger and Mark Anthony, and it's such a goofy over the top movie, but it's a lot of fun. There you go.
Just has that VHS tape.
Why is it that you always, no matter what movie gets brought up, you always have a fucking copy of it like in arm's reach?
It's usually Garrett that does that, but oddly enough, that tape is for Garrett. I'm going to hand deliver it to him here in about a week.
Is he going to get Roy to sign it?
I don't know. Probably not.
He should.
Well, speaking of Roy, I have to tell you guys a scoop. Something nobody knows yet.
Shit.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Here's the first scoop of the night. Okay. Roy is coming, as you know. Well, he is going to film new footage
Yeah, there he is.
for a final version of Document of the Dead. Okay.
Holy
now that the mall's
shit.
closing and we're having the last reunion for Dawn of the Dead, he is filming footage. He's going to film me. He's going to film some of the tour. He's going to film a whole bunch of stuff, and this will go toward a new final version of Document of the Dead. You're hearing it here first.
That's cool.
Amazing. Yeah. Be a part of history, maybe.
Well, I remember,
you know?
Document of the Dead was like, the first time that I saw it was probably on like IFC or Sundance or something like that. They used to play it all the time in like the late 90s. So that was the first time that I remember seeing it. And just literally, it's one of those things that I just watched over and over and over again. It's one of those documentaries that you just can't get sick of. So that's very cool though.
Yeah.
And there's like multiple versions of it too throughout the years. Like there's the original, there's like a 66-minute version that came out in the late 80s, which is like, you know, it ends with Dawn of the Dead, and then they added more to it. And then there's a second version which had the stuff from Two Evil Eyes, which that was the first version I ever saw. That was the version they used to play all the time on IFC, because that's the first place I ever saw that documentary. And then there was the definitive Document of the Dead, which included some footage from, you know, Land, Diary, and Survival. And so
Synapse did that one, I think, right?
Right. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty cool that he's kind of documenting the end of the mall too, you know, like,
right. I mean, and I was asked to be a part of it already, so I'm like, yeah, I'd be honored, of course.
Yeah, you have to do that if nothing else.
It's like a full circle kind of thing for that, though. I mean, for him to do all that and then do it at the end of it too.
Right.
Got a super chat here from PFM, dude. Dawn of the Dead is a good movie. He says.
That's like the understatement of the year. We appreciate it.
I can agree with that.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah. Let me get to a couple of these comments real quick because there's a bunch of them piling up on me here. Tribe Called Fresh says, "What's up, Larry? See you next week. I've been coming for a few years. Finally doing the tour on Sunday.
Cool. Good to have you.
Living Dead Weekend. Here I come."
What's up, man?
People are asking if you're really gonna do a helicopter stunt. No,
Well, it's got to happen now. We've got to do it.
just kidding around.
Yeah, Jackson Jack actually asked, "Are you really going to have a guy stand up into the helicopter propeller?" I mean,
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like you guys have done effect displays, like squib shots and stuff in the mall before. You did it last year. Was it last year? Year before? You guys did it with Bill Keys, where you had
I guess it
reenacted
was the 20, maybe the 45th anniversary show, but I can't keep it all.
Yeah, so you never know what the hell they might come up with, but
Larry missed last year. Your wife had us on the wait list, but didn't pan out. You and your wife are great. Can't wait to roll with you on Saturday.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Margaret is a saint.
Yes.
Margaret
Jim
is a
says, "My
saint.
first Living Dead con coming on Saturday. My first and last time at the mall." Yeah, unfortunately,
You're
that's
gonna love
probably
it.
true.
Yeah,
Although
how many people in the chat are coming for the first time? Because I have a few friends that are finally, they wanted to come for years, and now they're finally saying, "This is my last opportunity to get to the mall before fucking Walmart comes in." So how many people in the chat have actually are coming, and this is your first time at the mall?
Raise your
I think
hand.
it's a lot.
Yeah,
I think it's a lot of people.
Show of hands. Yeah, I've
Well,
heard
this
that a
is
lot.
going to. I think this is safely going to be the biggest Living Dead weekend ever, right?
For sure. Probably ever.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah, there's just tons of people saying that they're coming from different places in the U.S., like all over.
Shit, all over the world. I know people coming from
Canada. I talked to a couple
Canada.
from Canada last year. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing official is that Garrett is going to be there. I can't get Mark to fucking come, so
It's the first time meeting Garrett in person ever, so this will be interesting. We
Cool.
could clash in person, right?
It took a momentous occasion like this to finally get Garrett and Deadpit. Born to be Rad and Deadpit. The Rad Pit together in person in the flesh for the first time. I'm excited to meet Garrett too. I've never met him either, obviously, but it'll be cool. It'll be cool to...
Well, I guess we can mention too that Garrett is making up some limited edition posters to just hand out. So just ask for one. And yeah.
Dr. Dan says, "I'm assuming you've tried to talk to Cliff Forrest, and he had
that is a good question, I would say, and I have a story about it. Okay, I've wanted him, of course, to be at the show forever because he's the first man and first voice you hear pretty much in Dawn of the Dead. He's the one that says shit really hits the shit's really hitting the fan. Mm-hmm. He's right there. He's in the beginning scenes, and he worked on the movie as a grip and such and whatever assistant. So I've wanted to get him at the show forever, and we've had his sister, Christine, many times. So I tried to figure out desperately how to get a hold of him for this show. So back in January, when I started, working on my list, I had a list of people I want to work on for this show. He was one of them. And I did a dig on the internet, deep dive, looking for any kind of information I could find on him, some kind of email or something. And I did find an email for him. And I wrote him a long, lengthy email, and he never got back to me.
Mm-hmm. He's a busy man. He owns Pittsburgh Brewing Company, which is the company that owns Iron City Beer now. So yep. He's got shit going on. So I understand why he's not going to be there. But it would have been really cool and I say for like a lot of these people, just for a day, especially if you're local, just come for like Saturday and just be there.
That's what I said to him. I even mentioned it. I said, just come for an hour or 2, 3 hours, something. Stop by. We would love to have you. We would promote you. Please come. I'm friends with Christine. I'm friends with her son Drew. I mean, I laid it on thick, trying to work every angle possible. I want this guy to come out. I mean, I said you can promote Iron City Beer. Bring some beer. I said everything possible. I want to get this guy to show.
Yeah. Do it.
And there was no response.
Well, that's a good segue to talk about. So there are some guests that you tried to get that declined or aren't going to make it, and one in particular that I wanted to bring up because we just found out last night that he's sadly passed away is Tommy Lafitte. Which for anybody that's not familiar with Tommy Lafitte is a local Pittsburgh actor that if you've seen Dawn of the Dead, he is the first zombie that you see bite, which I'm gonna ask the Dead Pit guys, because you guys are certified horologists, so you guys would know probably more so than me. Is that the bite, the Miguel bite at the beginning of Dawn of the Dead, the first on-screen zombie bite in cinema history?
Oh,
because as far as I can think, I think it is, unless there's
Wow.
something from like Living Dead at Manchester Morgue.
That's what I was
That's
thinking.
what I was getting. That's
maybe that
immediately
one.
where my mind went. But I don't
Yeah.
remember. Did they bite anybody in the friggin' movie?
I know there's some gut munching in that, but I don't remember a specific like
Like,
on-screen
yeah, like
chunk
somebody
bitten. So he may have been the first on-screen
be.
zombie bite in movie history.
yeah.
But
And
yeah,
You guys were working on him though, right? But it was just he
Again,
was in
I was.
poor health.
I'm the person that tries to get all these people. I don't know what anybody else is doing, but I'm working on it every year, every show. And I started in January, and he is one that I contacted, and I got a message from him. Okay, but listen to this. There's some backstory too. I've wanted him again at every show, and I've sent him invites to every show going back a decade and whatnot, and he would never respond. But I don't know what it was. Maybe he felt weird about being, an official guest or something, but he would never accept being a guest. Okay. But then he would pop up on like a Sunday and just go see Joe Shelby and go near him and sign some autographs for like an hour or two. Almost every show for Living Dead Weekend in Monroeville. He would always show up for like a couple hours on some day. And I would always miss him. So I've never met this guy for a number of years that he kept popping up at our show unannounced or anything. So then I worked on the TV series A League of Their Own in Pittsburgh in 2021, and I lived there for 5 months. And the second day on the shoot of A League of Their Own, I see Tommy Lafitte. Okay? There he is in Dawn of the Dead. Well, guess what? I mean, he has appeared as an extra or featured parts in everything shot in Pittsburgh in the past like 20, 30 years and whatnot. He was in Silence of the Lambs. He was in John Russo's Heartstopper. He's been in a lot of things. Most recently, he was in the second season of The Mayor of Kingstown. And then he was also... Yeah, he's in everything. So I see him the second day that they started filming the show, and I started talking to him. He's like, "Hey, I didn't know you do this kind of thing." And I said, "Well, yeah, I just started and stuff, but it's so great to meet you." And so then now I have an in-person greeting with him, and I start asking him, after I go home, after working on the show, next Living Dead Weekend comes up, and he doesn't respond. Like he doesn't want to be an official guest, and I don't know why. Okay, so this...
But he would just show up. He would just show up randomly just to hang out. And if you caught him,
2 years
ago, an autograph. But
I was in the middle of my tour, okay, and he comes around the corner, and I've got 100 people around me on Sunday. I said, "Hey, everybody, look who we have here. This is Tommy Lafitte. He's the first zombie in the movie that bites his wife 2 times. This is Tommy. Say hello, Tommy. Hey." And it was cool and everything, and he still wouldn't be an official guest even after that when I introduced him during my tour. So this January, I started on my people for the show, and he finally responded to my message. And he said, "Hey, I'm feeling a bit under the weather, but I really want to do this show, and I'll let you know well in advance that if I'm going to come or not." So I'm like, okay, I don't want to bug him. I've never got a response from him before. This is good. And then nothing happens for a few months, and I let it go. And I'll contact him when the time's right. And beginning of May, I sent him a Facebook message to say, "Hey, Tommy, I just wanted to see if you were interested in being at the show, like you said in January. Let me know." And there was no response, and the message was never read. And then yesterday, I guess it was, I saw a post on Facebook by a woman who was taught by him because he was a middle school teacher or some such in Wilkinsburg. And then I went and looked at, there was a comment by his niece, and his niece confirmed it, and he passed away just recently. I don't know what day, but it happened recently.
So it had to be fairly recently, because I was looking last night and I couldn't find like an official obituary or anything. Just I did see a couple of posts on Instagram from, because he was a teacher, and so I saw some of his students had mentioned it on their Instagram, stuff like that. But yeah, it sucks, because the first thing that I thought of I mean, it sucks for more reasons than this, but
Yes.
first thing I thought of was my buddy Will. Like, that's his white whale. He's always wanted to meet Tommy Lafitte and get his autograph and talk to him. He's tried for years and years and years. And we were just talking about that earlier in the day yesterday about how he was like, I'm gonna bring a fucking 8x10 just in case he shows up, and I'm gonna be ready.
Yep.
And then you break the news to me last night. I was like, oh man, Will's gonna be fucking heartbroken about that.
I mean, I'm heartbroken too.
Yeah.
I printed up like 11 photos of him in Night Riders and Dawn of the Dead, different shots for him to sign just in case he showed up. And then now it's all for nothing. I mean, and it's very sad, of course. You know, I only met him those 2 times that I mentioned on the set of A League of Their Own, and then when I was in the middle of my mall tour. So I never got all my stuff signed by him either. So that's sad, and of course it's sad for his friends and family and everything. We always remember him.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's iconic. You know how like fascinated I am with that fucking character, because I've gone on 15-20 minute long diatribes on my channel just talking about that, you know, the zombie, the background, like his motivation and shit, just nerding out, because I think it's just fascinating, the idea that he just bypasses everybody else in the in you know, Roger and all. It just bypasses all those, goes straight to his wife, and just like this, the instinct in his brain to be like, I got to get home or my wife's going to kick my ass type of thing, you know.
Right.
You know,
such a good shot right there. Yeah,
he's a good husband.
I got a question though, Larry.
Sure.
Like, of the people in Dawn of the Dead, how many of them that you've like really tried to get have never done a show?
Well, every show I try to add some new people. So there are, like Michael mentioned earlier, there are people who have turned me down. So, for example, this year, this show, I figured out 2 zombies in Dawn who were a couple, husband and wife. And once I realized what they looked like, because I found them through some group on Facebook or something, once I realized what they looked like, I spotted them all over the movie. And they would have been great guests. And the dude, he has some great photos on his Facebook account. And I asked him if they would both be guests or just him, whatever he wants. And he politely declined. But they would have been great guests. Another couple. Yeah, another couple. And there are a lot of couples that were in Dawn of the Dead. So people do turn me down. Here's another interesting one that it's a little bit odd. I won't say the guy's name, but it's a guy. He is a zombie, and he was having a weird time with charging for autographs. And I said, well, and he also didn't want to have a table. And he's like, well, how about if I just come and have a talk? And I said, well, if you do come, people are going to want you to sign stuff no matter what. So you might as well be an official guest, and then you might as well sit at a table and charge for signing your autographs, because if you just come and talk, people are going to get you to sign stuff no matter what. So just do this and be a real guest. And he just was kind of like, nah, I'm not going to be able to do it. And he was just like maybe a little bit weird about the whole thing, and it didn't strike him in the right way, I guess. But there have been lots of people over the years who have turned me down or just have not responded. Oh, one great one. Okay, here's a great one. I cannot get a hold of this lady. Okay, so you know there are certain zombies that attack Steve and Flyboy in the elevator of JCPenney's, okay, when he gets killed. There's a woman. There is Bill Keys. He's one of our guests.
Dennis Leary.
There's the Dennis Leary one.
We gotta find that
black guy,
and
there's another gentleman. So there's like, I think 5 of them, right? And the one woman, I know her name. She has talked in groups and stuff on Facebook and said, hey, I'm a zombie in Dawn of the Dead. I'm in this scene. And I've tried to get a hold of her a million different ways this Sunday. I've gone through LinkedIn. I've used emails found on the internet. I've gone through her Facebook accounts. I go and comment on posts that she's commented on, and she will not fucking respond, okay? We want her real bad. She's one of these elevator zombies. It's a great scene. I made photos for her, and she just won't respond to anything. I can't get a hold of her, so she doesn't want to be a guest, or just doesn't want to get be gotten a hold of, or whatnot. But I've gone through that with a bunch of people, because I have to also make photos for these guests to sign. Like all these people that I've invited, new guests, new zombies and stuff, I create their photos actually, like an agent does. I do everything that an agent does, but I don't charge them 10%. I just do it for free. That's my thing. There she is. I almost said her name, but if she doesn't want to be known, I guess I won't say her name.
Say it.
But that's that's the woman. I can't get a hold of her. I gave up. I'm done now. I'm never trying for her again because I tried like 8 different
you had
ways.
your chance. It's over with.
I mean, if you miss this show, yeah, there's not really a
mean,
point to do any other shows for Dawn of the Dead.
No,
Sure.
so and I also created photos for her just in case I finally got a hold of her and she said yes, and it's all for naught. But I have to get ahead of things because I'm working on so many different new zombies and the ones that said yes and ones that didn't say yes. I have photos for all of them that I created because I want to be ahead of the game and get them done because I have a million other things going on too that I have to do.
Well, I know somebody in the chat asked Larry if he'd seen Dawn of the Dead 100 or more times, and I'm like, yeah, maybe times 10.
I can't count. I mean, do you count the times you watch it with commentary? Because I've watched the commentary
Yes.
like dozens of times.
That's 100 times.
And all the
He's watched
different
it 100
commentaries.
with a commentary track. Somebody did have a really cool question though that I would.
Yeah, I saw them. They said, "Is that Larry Fessenden?"
No, not that one.
I am not Larry Fessenden. My name is Larry or Lawrence D. Vincent, and I am the film location tour guide for the Monroeville Mall tours of the Living Dead Weekend. I am a George Romero expert and historian. I have worked on Blu-ray projects, written magazine articles. I've been on documentaries, and this is my thing. I'm not Larry Fessenden. Sorry.
He didn't do Wendigo.
He doesn't look a thing like Jack Nicholson, so I don't know why anybody would think that. Yeah.
But what is going to happen to the Romero bust? Like,
yeah, that's an easy one. That's an easy one. That's an easy one. Okay, it was owned, and I said was, by its artist creator, Christian Stavrakis. And I know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's okay to say, but I guess here's scoop number 2 for the show.
2 scoops.
Yeah. Christian
We got the real 2
recently
scoops.
needed money for some bills or something. He needed it for a car. He needed to buy a new car. His car had shit the bed, so he needed a new car. And Kevin Kreis, owner of the Living Dead Museum and the Living Dead Weekend, he bought the rights to it, and it will be the museum's after the mall closes and whatnot.
Well, I'm glad something's happening with that because,
of course,
and especially the museum. Like, I get it. Like, I'm surprised it's not going to end up in your living room, but museums
Kevin gets first dibs.
Museum's where it needs to be.
Wait, did you go to the drunk tank last year? What?
No, I went to the hospital last year.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I thought everybody knew that, but I was like, did I miss that?
No, I didn't go to the
I was there, but it's not my story to tell.
Yeah, Larry was there. Y'all want to hear that story?
Sure, go for it. We
Okay,
can live
that
vicariously through the
I've
young
heard
fella
this.
down
I've
there.
heard you tell this story, so it's hilarious. Well, it's probably not hilarious to you, but it's hilarious to me. Go ahead, sorry.
Okay, so usually Living Dead Weekend, I tend to drink a lot, and I tend to eat very little. I tend to drink very little water. I sleep very little at all. If at some nights I just maybe an hour or 2 and then back at it. So last year, I don't know how to fucking start this story. So last year, where after everything's over, we're all having dinner. Me, Larry, Daz was there, Kevin, Mandy. It's a big group of us, and they were nice enough to invite me to have dinner with them after the show. And I was like, oh, absolutely, I would, thank you, that's awesome. So we're having a great time, and we, the Red Robin there at the mall, or having a little bite to eat. And this is probably the first bit. Well, I'll backtrack or rewind a little bit. Earlier that day, I'd also gotten a tattoo, my Monroeville Mall tattoo. I had just gotten earlier that day too, which may have played a role in this.
He's making excuses.
Well, I'm trying to make as many excuses as I can so I don't sound as like a huge pussy. But so I've been drinking all day. I very, very little sleep. Hadn't really eaten a whole lot the past few days. Hadn't really drank. Kept hydrated. So after the dinner, we're all outside having a good time talking, and all of a sudden I see somebody got a joint passing around a joint. It's like, hey, you want to hit this? I'm like, yeah, why not? You know, it's good times, good times. Hit the fucking joint, and I'm sitting there and I'm talking to Larry and I think Will's standing there, and we're just talking, having a good time. And I'm just standing there, and all of a sudden, it's like I start to get a little fuzzy. My brain starts to wander a little bit. I black the fuck out, just completely, just in the middle of just like a sentence, just black out and stumble around, hit my head on the door of the Red Robin, fall out in the parking lot of Red Robin, and then I guess I'm out. I don't even remember most of this. I guess I'm out in the parking lot, just laying there in the parking lot for a period of time. And then I get up and it's just like, from hitting my head and everything going on, I'm just like completely out of it. Like, just, I have no idea what's going on. I can't get fucking control of my thoughts. So finally, after a while, like, I'm trying to get my bearings together and I can't do it. And I'm thinking like, man, I don't know what's happening. Like, am I dying? Like, what is going on here? So, Fat Pig, I mean, it may have been I don't fucking know.
It was laced with Trixie.
You don't fucking know. Yes.
Crazy.
That's what I felt like. Like, I had no control over my functions. And so finally, like, my buddy Will's with me and I'm like, all right, I got to get back to the hotel. Like, I gotta lay down. Once we get back to the car though, Will just kind of looks at me. He's like, you want me to take you to the hospital? I'm like, I think so. I think I need to go. So I end up going to the UPMC in fucking Monroeville. They checked in, looked me over. I had a nice little bump on the back of my head. There was a little bit of swelling there, but for the most part, I was okay. But yeah, it was a shitty way to end that Sunday night for sure. But yeah, so I
that was on a Sunday night.
That was at the very end of the show. That was at the very end of the show. And I was supposed to meet up with some buddies to go up to the rooftop of 247 the very next morning. We were going to go to the roof where they shot, the scenes from Dawn of the Dead on the roof of 247 Fort Pitt Boulevard. And I remember sitting there in the hospital and Will is sitting there with me, and Will's like just the coolest guy in the world. Like, for some reason, somehow, like, I couldn't remember my own like social security number and shit, the stuff they ask you at the hospital. And Will somehow knew all this shit. So, I was just like, you're like the best person to be around in a time of crisis, because you know all this shit when I don't. But I'm just sitting there, I'm looking at Will, and I'm just like, dude, I'm sorry, but I don't know if we're gonna make it to the roof tomorrow. But the next day came, and I was like, fuck it, we're going to the roof before we go home.
I'll tell you right now, that's a good friend, because if CK goes down, ain't no way in hell I know his fucking social security. I'm not even sure I know his birthday. He's gonna die.
So lesson learned. In October, I made sure to eat. I made sure to eat. I made sure to drink plenty of water on top of all the Iron City beer and stuff I was drinking as well. And I was, it's fine. And I don't. That's the lesson, kids. Don't smoke somebody's weed. You don't know where the hell it came from.
Right.
You never fucking know.
Although if you're walking in downtown Pittsburgh, the contact buzz will get you as well. There's no escaping that.
It's either the best or the worst weed of all time, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, and I'm a seasoned smoker. Like, I'll let you guys know. Like, I've smoked my fair share of weed in my day fairly regularly.
I don't know if we ever.
Scary proposition to be like, oh fuck, I don't know if I'm handling this. What's going on?
In downtown Pittsburgh last year, though, we hit up a Dairy Queen. Do you remember this, Uncle Bill? And you remember the underground dungeon bathroom that place had?
Yeah.
I swear to God, it reminded me of the Goonies, where he's looking for the bathroom underground.
What is it with the Dairy Queens in that area? Larry has an amazing Dairy Queen story if he wants to tell it about our buddy Daz and their experience in trying to visit the 90 farmhouse. Do you want to tell the Dairy Queen story, Larry?
I mean, it's a good one. Yeah, I thought I told it on the last show. Maybe I don't know. Do you guys remember that?
I don't remember the Dairy Queen part.
I remember
talking about the farmhouse.
Shitting in the woods or something like that.
Yes, that's the story. I mean, we had went to Dairy Queen right when you get off at the exit for Washington, PA. It's right there before you head out towards the cemetery and the house from Night 90. And we had Dairy Queen beforehand. And Daz said that, the Dairy Queen is what made him have to have the shits in the cemetery and that whole story. And I said that it was actually the guy with the gun that scared the shit out of him, not
Nervous
the Dairy
shits.
Queen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing too, guys. If you're visiting and you plan on hitting up some locations, which we can talk about, I actually had some questions here that was sent to my email that somebody was asking. So I'll hit on this too, and we'll talk about the Night 90 farmhouse and just keep in mind, like if you're visiting certain locations, be aware that these are places that people live. You know,
yeah,
and some people, have guns, so keep that in mind. But I had some questions come in from Brian to my email. Brian Rosenquist.
okay, I know who that is.
Sending a couple questions. He said, for people coming to the convention who might have a few extra days in town, what are some of your favorite filming locations from the greater Pittsburgh area, excluding the Evans City Cemetery, because everybody knows about the Evans City Cemetery? Any from Martin or Night of the Living Dead? And I guess to tack on to that, he also had a question: if somebody was considering a sightseeing trip to Braddock solo, are there any precautions you would recommend? So talk about some of the locations that you would recommend some people check out if they're visiting Pittsburgh for the first time.
Well, I mean, you should any Romero fan coming to town for the first time, you should go by George's old office building at 247 Fort Pitt Boulevard. Okay, there are a bunch of reasons to go there. Of course, it was Romero's old office building, and in the basement they filmed the basement scenes of Night of the Living Dead, and on the roof they filmed the rooftop scenes at the beginning of Dawn of the Dead. Of course, you can't get to those spots, but I mean, it's a cool place to visit. In downtown Pittsburgh on Fort Pitt Boulevard. What else? I mean, I always like to go to Margaret Morrison Hall. It's a part of Carnegie Mellon. It's the Horlicks University from Creepshow. It used to be open all the time, but I think recently I went back and it has some kind of key card entry thing. But for years it was just open. It was wide open. You could just walk in. Not anymore. You just follow a student. They got classes all hours of the day. Just go there and just walk in with another student or something. And
stand around until somebody walks by.
Yeah, that's what we did, because I'd never been before, and I was up there with Larry a little over a year ago doing some stuff for the Dark Half.
Right.
4K.
That's when I found out that they had the key card thing.
Yeah. So we were just standing there waiting, and somebody like scanned in, walked in, and we just kind of followed in behind them. But yeah, it's the hallway from Creepshow. It looks exactly the same as it does in the movie. That's always a coincidence. Of course, it's got the exterior there as well. It looks exactly how it does in the movie when Hal Holbrook's, backing the car up to load the crate in. So yeah, that's a cool one to
the Creepshow house too, from the wraparound in the beginning.
That's a definite must, because that's in Monroeville, and that's right next to where the airport used to be, the Harold Brown Memorial Airport.
And they provide props and everything, or they did when I was there.
Yep.
Yeah, they always do. They got the pumpkin in the window, the trash can out front with the comic book inside the trash can, and they got a little book for you to sign in and let people know, where you're from, and so they're really cool. They play into it. A funny story though. Right next to that, and right next to where the airport used to be, is the red house from Dawn of the Dead. If you're watching Dawn of the Dead and you see the scene where the National Guardsmen and the rednecks are, walking up and down the road there, you see a red, like, barn-looking house in the background. That house is still there. It looks exactly the same as it did in the movie. And the girl that actually did my Monroeville Mall tattoo that works at the mall actually owns that house now and lives there. So as she was doing my tattoo, she's like, you want to hear, a funny story? Like, that house, I guess it's from the movie. I live there, and there are people all the fucking time just parking in front of my house, wandering through my yard, peering in my windows. And she's talking to me like I'm an ambassador to the Romero fans. And she's just like, can you tell them to, like, stop? Because it's getting really creepy. And I was like, I'll do my best, but so yeah, that house is still there in Monroeville. But I was having this conversation on one of the streams I did recently. The idea that once the mall is gone, there's really not going to be much of a reason for Romero fans, Dawn fans to even visit Monroeville, outside of those couple little spots, which kind of sucks, because that was always like my dream place as a huge Dawn of the Dead fan growing up. Is like, I got to get to Monroeville, Pennsylvania, Monroeville Mall, Monroeville. And once the mall is gone, the airport's gone. It don't even have a fucking Permane Brothers there. I'm sorry to hear. I'm sorry to tell you that, CK, but they don't even have a Permane Brothers in Monroeville anymore.
That's
man.
good news for me.
Yep, me too. Don't care.
You've never had Permane Brothers, have you?
Oh yeah, I have it every time I go up there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You like it,
I actually
right?
like it.
You're not gonna have it this time.
That's my man. That's my man.
We're gonna have some.
He's always bitching about the fries being on the sandwich. I'm like, I just
The
have them
slaw
fries.
more than anything.
And the slaw, if you don't like slaw, you don't have to fucking get it. Just
Right.
eat it. Like,
I know.
Yeah, just put it on the side.
Lord.
But yeah, I mean that's the thing.
but
It's like
there's another
Monroeville-
spot too, though, man. That we went to that I thought was pretty killer. It's like the spot where Billy gets shot in Creepshow, like the front of the house or whatever is over there too.
But the tree's gone. It used to be there.
Yeah, but you can actually get from across the road. You can see like where they're all having a little party and everything.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the thing about Pittsburgh and that whole area. I mean, if you're a Night 90 fan, go to Washington, PA. That's where the cemetery is at. And the cemetery obviously looks exactly the same. You know, Evans City outside of the cemetery, of course, you just go downtown and you're in the middle of the Crazies. Like it's just nothing but Crazies locations. If you're a fan of the Crazies,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, it's like it's weird because you go to Pittsburgh and it's you know. CK said it before. It's kind of like it's a big city, but it's got like a small town vibe to it. And there's so many spots that you'll just be driving. Like if you're a fan, like if anybody's a fan of Kingpin, the movie Kingpin, like there are so many shooting locations for Kingpin around Pittsburgh as well because they've shot a lot of shit around Pittsburgh over the years. But yeah, Kingpin was a location that there was the apartments in Irwin. I think it's in Irwin or right outside of Irwin, Pennsylvania. Trafford. There you go. The apartments there right before he goes across the bridge where he spills the coffee on the baby, you know, like I was just driving trying to find the bus depot or not the bus depot, but the truck depot from Dawn of the Dead, which is in Irwin. And I drove past and I was like, holy shit, are those the apartments from fucking Kingpin? I pulled over and I looked it up on my phone. And I was like, holy shit. So I got out and I was taking pictures of the fucking apartments and stuff. So it's weird. It's like an East Coast Hollywood or something. You just come across filming locations just randomly, you know.
Well, is that a puppet or just a stuffed?
No, it's a little thing created by an artist. So it's like he's in a wooden box.
That's so cool.
And he's stiff. He's hard and rigid, Uncle Bill.
That's right. Rigid as hell.
Stiff and rigid.
Not a puppet though. He's just in the box, and he needs a little repair. The teeth are coming out. I have to repair that. I got this stuff.
Wasn't there somebody? How old is that, by the way? How long have you had that?
Well, the artist has been making them at least 15 years or something.
Okay, because
so
there was somebody that was at conventions that did like similar versions of different characters. I don't know if it was the same guy. I can't remember.
Well, I think this was Brian Davis is the guy's name who made these.
Okay, good job on that, but. The show though, again, the space for vendor.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just curious about the space in the mall now. How many locations is the convention going to be at?
I'm pretty sure we have 4 stores. But there's a huge one. We have the old Party City location this year, which was in October. It was the Halloween store, you know, Spirit Halloween. So we have that gigantic store, and we got so much stuff in there. That's where the photo ops are, where we built the sets for them. And we're having celebrities in every room, and this is how it's going to be set up. In each of the rooms, the celebrities will be lined up along the walls, and then all the vendors in the middle of the rooms.
I wanted to bring this up real quick because this is a really pressing comment. Thrash says, I love male feet. I've been watching feet videos on YouTube. Thank you for that.
There you go, buddy.
He's gonna be pausing that later. Say that.
You ain't seen my fucking feet.
Get your feet up there, Mike. Fuck it.
I'm not that flexible.
No.
I got boots on. I can't do it.
There you go, Thrash fingers.
If
I
you're
can answer all these questions. Okay,
the bridge is a little ways away, right?
Yeah, it's in Bedford, Bedford County or something. It's probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours from from Monroeville, maybe.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half or so. We took Grande up there back in October because he's a huge Tales from the Dark Side fan. And
It's like
that
in
was
God's country, right?
Oh, it's fucking out there,
Yeah.
and you'll miss it. Like you'll see it if you're looking for it, but you'll miss it because it's like literally in the middle of nowhere. It's just a bridge and like in the distance in a field. But once you're out there,
Yeah.
like it feels really cool. Like it's a really scenic location to visit because you can just kind of hang out there and it's peaceful, quiet. It takes me pictures, do whatever you want. Like so that's a cool location to visit. If you want to make the drive, if you're a huge Tales from the Dark Side fan. But yeah, it's about an hour and a half drive outside of Monroeville for sure.
Yep.
Let's see. What happens to the Living Dead Museum when the mall closes? Is it staying open until they demolish it?
It will be open as long as they're able to be there. Of course, that depends on leases and stuff like that. But after their lease is up and they have to leave, Kevin actually doesn't know where he's going yet. And this is really stressing him. I mean, he's got a lot of stress putting on a show like this. And then on top of putting together this whole show and building these cool photo op, scenes and arranging things with guests and working with agents and all kinds of things, everything that goes into a show, he's got this on his mind. Where is the museum going? And he doesn't know yet. I mean, what do you do? Where is going to be as good as the Monroeville Mall from Dawn of the Dead? He had it in Evans City for a number of years, but it really wasn't successful, to tell you the truth. It wasn't a big moneymaker or a big attraction to bring people out there. So that may not be an option, but of course, you never know. But where would be good? We don't know. I talk to Kevin about this all the time, and it's a constant stress on him. He doesn't know of a good place for it. We don't know yet. That's the answer.
I think that may be
It is.
That has to be the single greatest place to have a convention.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I mean, it's crazy. Well, when we first got the idea, and Kevin always wanted to do shows at the mall, and they wouldn't allow it. And then when they allowed it, I always thought, okay, I've been a convention vendor, and I've gone to all these shows all over the place. I've been to Indianapolis, Florida, Orlando. I've been in convention centers. I've been in hotels. I've been in all types of places. And of course, if you heard, I think one of the last Fright Night Film Fests were in a mall or something, and it was really terrible from what I heard. Something like that. You remember that shit?
Oh, the raccoon! I missed him.
But when you think of a convention at a mall, you think it's kind of corny. Like that probably sucks. But for our show, it fucking works, and it works amazingly, and it has worked amazingly because it's a film set from the movie Dawn of the Dead, which is one of the greatest horror films of all time, one of our favorite films, all of us here. It fucking works, and it works in an amazing way, and the show has been great there. And where do we go next? We don't know.
I've got to go look up photos from that Fright Night Film Fest now because I completely forgot about that. But I remember.
I didn't go to that one, but I remember it.
Lexington Mall. It was the Lexington Mall that had been closed for like 4 or 5 years, and they reopened it for that weekend to do the convention there.
And they found like a dead raccoon in one of the and I remember somebody made like a sticker and a magnet of a dead raccoon that had like Fright Night Film Fest that year. I had like a raccoon laying up like that. I had that forever.
Was that pretty much the nail in the coffin for Fright Night
Film
Film Fest?
Yeah.
They were just like, all right, after this, fuck it, we're out. Like, we can go. We got nowhere to go after this.
Yeah, good times.
Okay, if we get a photo op, it says good up to 4 people. So to save money, I can go in with 3 people, with 3 other people. I'm a solo traveler, so splitting it 4 ways would be
Yeah, that's correct. So I mean, if you get 3 people on a photo op, it's like $150. You split it, $35 each or something, whatever it comes out to. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Nope. And you get a digital copy of the photo too,
so
you can make more copies. Yeah.
Yep.
It's not that bad.
Has it ever been decided if they're doing an October? I thought they did say they were doing an October show.
I mean, we have it planned. Okay, we got to plan these events a long time in advance and to make sure we get the people booked and all that. So we've been working on an October show, and it's our plan to have the October show, but we need to have the contract signed before we can say it's official. So it's up to the mall to sign those contracts, and it's up to them right now. I don't know anything further. We have it planned, and we are waiting on the mall to okay it, and hopefully it'll happen.
Killer. I think I'm caught up on the questions. Alpha, or sorry, Mike. We're not gonna fucking do this shit anymore. Remember when you was drunk as piss and you were like,
again, see, Uncle Bill can attest to the fact that I'm typically fairly lit the entire weekend.
That was killer. I was like sitting there thinking, I mean, why the fuck would I care? Like, yes, call me. Like,
I was there when he said it.
I was like, hey, can we break this kayfabe shit? And can I call you Aaron? Can I call you
We
Aaron?
don't break kayfabe.
Like right off the bat, can we break kayfabe? I should have been like, no, motherfucker, you call me Uncle Bill from forever. Can you bring up the photo ops? Because I wanted to talk about that for sure, because that's like one of the greatest things I've ever seen. I don't know if you can find any pics of some of those.
I think they posted them on the
stage
on the Facebook page,
but they're insane, dude.
Find those.
The one thing while he's pulling that up though that I wanted to mention, ask Larry, because we're talking about some scoops, and I don't know if you know.
Sure.
April the 1st this year, Vinegar Syndrome had a mystery title.
Yeah.
Major city in Western Pennsylvania or the Pittsburgh Project. Do you have any idea what that is?
I remember that sort of announcement, whatever you want to call that, and I don't know what it is. I'm not aware.
I was hoping for
nothing you worked on.
No. I'm not working on anything.
I was hoping it'd be a 4K of Children Living Dead.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's up their alley, but
yeah, sure.
That sounds like a Vinegar Syndrome title right there. Which I know Slippy would be all for working on that. He said it in the past multiple times that that would be a dream project to do a documentary about what a fucking disaster that movie turned out to be. And I think the documentary on that would be far more interesting, because I don't know if you guys have ever listened to Tor Ramsey, the guy that directed the film. If you've ever listened to him talk about his experience working on that, it's some of the funniest fucking shit you ever heard. Just dealing with the fucking people that he had to deal with on that. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I kind of hope it is that for some reason, but a lot of people are saying it's going to be Blood-Sucking Pharaohs.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Don't fucking say it. Ever since we did a watch along of that fucking movie like a month or so ago, because my friend Michelle's a big fan of it, and ever since then that was right after that fucking movie is when my computer blew the fuck up, and there's always some issue. So we that's just the movie that will not be named in my presence at this point. But that's a fucking shit show of a movie for sure. Looking for.
So along those lines, going back to that last question from one of the viewers about the October show, a lot of people keep asking, is this the last Living Dead Weekend? And no, we don't want it to be the last Living Dead Weekend. It is the last big Dawn of the Dead reunion that we're ever going to have at the mall. But it's not the last Living Dead Weekend. We hope for the October show, just waiting on the contracts, like I said. And I mean, Kevin would like to do more stuff in the new year before the official close, but he's getting the indications from the mall people that it's probably not possible. They probably won't allow anything in the new year. But I mean, if there was some kind of get together we could form or do or put together, Kevin would do it, and he wants to do it, but we'll just have to see. We're playing it by ear.
I mean, we were talking.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just to piggyback off of that. I mean, we were talking, I guess it was on the last stream we did over on my channel, was like where would Living Dead Weekend go after the mall? I mean, you can always go back to Evans City, I guess, but as Larry said, it's not.
It didn't work there when we had the convention center there. Kevin didn't make any money. He actually was in the hole on those two shows we had up there at the convention center.
I say if they're the logical place, but it's fairly impossible, would be the Wampum Mine. Could you imagine going to a fucking
We've
convention
tried.
down
We've
the
wanted to do a
mines
show
and-
there.
and
They
did?
decline. They don't want to do it.
Just
That's
say
basically
fuck
like
it. Do it in the cemetery.
Just
There's
3 days in
won't
the
allow
cemetery,
it.
just people partying and shit.
They won't allow it. No.
No, I would imagine that would not be.
I mean, that's the sad thing though, is because that's what made this show so unique. So, I mean, it's like, do you do a hotel convention center or something like that, or where do you? I mean, nothing's going to beat the mall, of course, but
No, I mean, we could rent out part of the same convention center in Monroeville that the Steel City Con uses, but is it really as good? Is it going to be the draw? Is it going to be worth it even without the mall? I mean, I think people will just be pissed that the mall's not there once it's gone. Like, is it worth coming to?
Yeah, that would just be depressing going to Living Dead Weekend next to where the mall used to be, and now there's just a fucking like Walmart, and I'm just like, I don't even want to be around this fucking thing.
That would be horrible. Yeah, I gotta say,
it'd just be depressing. Like,
right.
Like, remember when the mall used to be there, and we used to hang out there, and I used to get drunk and fucking, the court, and no, it's a fucking Walmart.
Move it to Florida. There you go. Fort Myers.
No, people have mentioned that, and here's another story. 10 years ago, there was a shooting, and they had the Zombie Con there, and there was a shooting during it, and now they don't have events there anymore the past 10 years.
Damn.
Wow.
They took that film a little bit too seriously.
Yeah.
For some reason, we got people from New Zealand and people from Ireland in here.
Hey.
That's a real
hello.
international crowd.
You guys coming all the way from Ireland and New Zealand? That would be cool. So, are you guys getting stuff signed this weekend coming up? And how much money are you bringing, more importantly?
I get like a lot of my stuff signed free because I work with a lot of these guests and I bring them in, so they don't charge me. And then people I've known for years and years, they don't charge me, so I don't necessarily have to spend a lot on autographs, but I don't necessarily have time to get my autographs.
That's true.
Fit that in
You're not even going to be able to really enjoy it. I mean, you'll enjoy giving the tours and stuff, but yeah, you'll be working the whole time.
I have to take my enjoyment in a bit of a different way than, a lot of people or most people there.
Yeah, I mean, I got so Nick Mustanger is a big. I mean, Nick Mustanger is a guy because Nick has never done a convention before. I don't think.
Never. No.
Yeah, so this is his first one, and that's a guy that you can bring like 10 things from 10 different movies. If you're a Scream fan, just show up and you can get the first 4 Scream movies. Fucking his signature, So yeah. Nick is a guy I know. I know Michelle was talking about. She's got 9 things for him to sign.
He worked on all the greatest Romero films besides Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, I mean that's a guy that's never done a convention. Probably will never do another one.
Probably won't.
So that's a guy that I definitely have a handful of things that I need signed. Mike Christopher, Harry Krishna Zombies, finally going to be there. He used to do conventions pre-COVID, but then after he kind of cut back on it. So I've never gotten a chance to meet him.
In costume too. He was always in costume before.
Yeah, and he'll be in costume in a few days as well.
He used to lead the zombie walks at Spooky Empire after Bill Hinsman passed away.
So yeah, Mike is Mike's a big one that I'm looking forward to.
Have you guys ever tried to get Richard Rubenstein to do a show?
He has been a consideration, but I to be quite honest, I think he'd probably have a lot of problems with things he sees at the show, because he owns Dawn of the Dead, he owns the copyright and the logo.
Shut the shit down now.
If you,
he'd just be taking pictures of stuff to sue people about.
He'd probably shut the fucking thing down if he showed up there. There's going to be too much. This is too close to my copyright. No. I think it'd be best that he didn't come.
Okay.
But Richard is so weird to me because he's so particular about who shows Dawn, which there are 2 Dawn screenings. You guys did actually get.
Well, we got his okay.
Yeah, yep. which is surprising because we just did the screening in October, and typically if he lets it screen once, it's like, okay, all right, that's it. Don't fucking bother me again. So the fact that we got 2 screenings for this is pretty awesome. But
listen to this, okay? Along those lines, every time we ask him if we could do a screening, he says, well, don't ask it the next year. Don't ask next year. But Kevin keeps asking, and then he says yes. So, I mean, I don't know.
He forgets.
Maybe.
Like, I don't know. I don't remember.
Just be like, that was a couple years ago, sir.
Yeah.
I got a question about the tour though. Like I've never really thought about this until right now though. Have you ever been heckled or had anybody like fuck with you on that tour?
That's
a
funny.
great question. Other than me,
People don't really heckle me on the tour as much, especially it's never happened at the mall. But when I first started doing my tours, when our show was up in Evans City, I would do Night of the Living Dead / The Crazies tours, and it'd be like a 3.5 hour, 4 hour tour on a bus. And the first year I did, there was this dude. He fucking heckled me, and I fucking loved it though, because it was fun. It made it fun. I mean, I didn't have a problem with it, and I knew the guy. I'm like, he's just having fun, and it was just like, it made it cool, and it made something funny to react to and talk about and refer to. So I wouldn't have a problem with it. But at the mall, I have so much information to impart. I don't really give people a chance to talk as much as I did when we were on a bus up in Evans City, going to all these locations where I'd be talking on a bus, and then people could heckle me and stuff.
Yeah, you don't really give anybody a chance to get a word in edgewise on those tours. You're just like, all right, this is where this happened, and then this and this and this, and let's keep, it's not.
I want to make it my mission to just jump into one of those tours and heckle you, and then just leave.
Hey, I don't care. I'm fine with it. I can react to it just fine.
I just imagine fucking Randy Quaid and Vegas Vacation on the tour of the fucking Hoover Dam. He's like, you got any damn bait? Or Beavis and Butthead when they're on the tour. He's like, oh wow, that's not that much. That sucks,
I mean, the tours are completely sold out, though. How many of them are you doing over the weekend?
There are 6 tours at this show. It's the most I've done since the first year we had Monroeville. 2017, we didn't know what to expect or how many people were going to show up for our first show at the mall. And we had 6 tours that weekend, and they weren't even close to fully sold out. Only maybe 2 of them sold out. And then other ones, there was like 18 on the first one on the Friday. A Sunday, last one was like, I don't know, 23, 26 people. So those didn't sell out. And I'm like, this is too much. We got to cut it down to like 1 per day. And that's what we did for many years, unless it called for another one. And then last October, we did 4. We added an additional one from the original 3 whenever we need to. But the demand was so crazy at this show, we ended up doing 6.
Which, if you guys have never taken Larry's tour, let me just tell you, 1 a day is like, that would be enough for me. Like, I that would be it. I'd need to go take a nap afterwards.
It's a 3-hour tour, also a 3-hour tour.
Yeah, I mean, it's in depth, and it's all over the mall. Behind the scenes, all you get to see the shit from the movie that you're not going to see otherwise, like, the engine room, the stairwell that goes up to the hideout. Larry takes you on all of it and tells you all about it. And he demonstrates scenes from the movies where he's doing the fucking Ken Foray roll.
I do stunts.
He does stunts. I'm telling you, like the last one, you need to just set up the mattresses and the boxes and do the fucking Tom Savini dive off the second floor balcony. I
don't have the balls to do that. No.
But so yeah, doing 6 of those in one weekend. I'm just curious to see you. I'm just curious to talk to you on Sunday night to see.
Look, honestly, I'm going to be okay. I've honestly been exercising for the past 2 months, and I don't like to exercise. I've been on a diet. I've lost 16 pounds.
He's been in training like he's got a big fucking fight,
Yeah.
Really, I've been training. I'm ready for this shit.
He's like, we're going to punch that back to the heights, kid. He's got Burgess Meredith fucking training him. Yeah, can we get the weight here, kid?
I'm ready.
He goes into Rocky style montage like right before these shows. That's how I envision it, carrying like a log up a hill, and
Well, don't worry. Because I'm on the Sunday tour. We're doing the Sunday morning tour again. This is gonna be like my 4th time taking the tour, I think.
Thank you.
I'll have a cigarette waiting for you. I don't smoke anymore, but I'll have one waiting.
I haven't smoked since December. That's how strict I've been.
There you go.
Damn.
But I'll have one for you because I know that's your post-tour ritual.
I would like to have one after my last tour. The Sunday last tour is 4 to 7, so I'm going to be doing tours after the show even closes.
It's going to be a big empty mall, which is the way to do it. That's what we did the Sunday morning tour.
The last one's going to be cool.
Yeah, it's before the mall even opens is when it starts, so it's pretty cool.
That's a good question.
Hey, what's up,
Colin?
Colin?
Kind of funny because we do have a question about this, but we'll probably ask at a later date. But about this
What?
photo op shit. The thing about the bench.
What?
Larry would probably be the person to ask about that too.
Well, what's the question?
We can't ask it here.
Okay.
Ask it
What?
later.
Wait, where
you
is this
guys-
question?
Are you guys providing the bench, or is the bench already there?
Well, the last time we did the bench photo op, it was just a bench that was at the mall.
Oh, okay.
But the last time I was there, there was a kiosk there in the exact spot from the photo in the
wonderful.
movie. I don't know if that's going to be open or what's going on, so I won't know until I get there what the whole setup is and where exactly.
Since the
Can
tours
we
are all
have that
booked,
towed? Just have that kiosk moved.
Yeah, get it the fuck out.
we'll throw it. Yeah. Do you know of, like, if you could, since you're the tour guy and all the tours are sold out anyway, so nobody can, what would be like the top 3 spots you can recreate like a good photo op for yourself at the mall?
Well, always anybody could do this. You go to the top of the hallway, get a couple of friends, and you stand there like when the heroes are about to go on the hunt. They're all armed, and you know, Roger's in the little wheelbarrow. You go to the top of the hallway, get that photo right there, the same spot as them, the heroes in the movie. That's a great one. Anybody could do that. What else?
I know a lot of people have taken photos around the beams, the marble beams. They're still there from the.
Sure, there are certain spots that I show people on the tours. You can, recreate the scene where Peter's on the walkie, and I take a walkie with me, the exact same model in the movie. I have it on the tour with me, and I say the line, with those bay doors open, there's going to be 1,000 zombies in here. That'll take the heat off us. They're going to have their hands full. You can go to that column if you can find it. There are a lot of different things you could do like that if you can find these places.
You could do the second floor railing shot after they've killed all the zombies and they're standing in front of the store. It's right next to the Naturalizer store, which is still there. It's not open anymore, but the storefront is still there. The Naturalizer store. If you stand right there by the hallway, it's like right from that scene where they're standing there looking at their handiwork.
Mm-hmm.
The big one though, that the spot that looks exactly the same as it did in the movie, of course, is the biker entrance. It's very little.
Everybody has to go there.
Yeah, that's usually the entrance that I go in. It's like in the complete opposite side of the mall from where the convention's at.
But that's where my tours start. So there are a lot of reasons why I do my tours in the order that I do at the other end of the mall. And the main one is to start there and end there. And that's the most recognizable spot from the movie. So I love to start there because it's just a great intro to the tour.
Yeah.
Yep. Super chat. Marty Girl says, has Larry recorded the whole 3-hour tour? After the mall's gone, we can all see it.
I can answer that, of course. The first 2 years that I did it, I had people film it. And then a lot of different fans have filmed it over the years. I am working on a personal project where I'm going to do sort of my own tour that'll be maybe available in the future, years down the line, where I show every spot that I possibly would want to show you and what you would want to see. And I show them, with a screenshot maybe on this video, and then show it in real life. And I talk about them, and I'm doing these little bits on my own whenever I'm not doing Living Dead Weekend. And of course, if you've followed me on Facebook and stuff and seen things I've posted over the years, I've done a lot of shot sort of recreations where I'll take a screen capture of a scene from the movie, Dawn of the Dead, of course, and I will take the same shot, same angle of it, in the modern day, and then I show them in a comparison sort of photo on Facebook. And I've done this a few hundred times, and I still have a lot more to do, and I'm not happy unless they're exactly perfect. I'm a perfectionist, and this will probably be for a book also one day too. So I'm working on projects, and there is footage of me doing the tours, a lot of footage out there, and a lot of things are being filmed actually at this show. Let me tell you. I was just informed that a bunch of different people are going to be filming this particular convention because it's the last Dawn reunion at the mall before it's gone. So, like I said earlier, Roy Frumkus is going to be filming stuff for a new version of Document of the Dead. Fangoria is coming to film something. The New York Times is coming to film some stuff. People are hitting me up like crazy saying, hey, do you need somebody to film? Do you want me to film? There's going to be a lot of footage. Oh, Felcher's also filming a documentary for Kevin. So, I mean, there is going to be a ton of footage from this show in the future, out there some way, somehow.
And Alpha Romero will be doing some live streams from the show as well this year.
Okay.
I got my shit together.
Did you get permission?
Yeah. From Richard Rubenstein, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, you did have some of the photo ops pulled up here.
I did. I finally got those
Let's
up.
pull them up.
This is the recreation that they've for the photo op with Ken, and I think there's one with the Flyboy impersonator, which is a
I've
buddy
seen
of ours.
That guy before, yeah.
Yeah.
This is in the Party City store that was Spirit Halloween last October.
That is insane. Like that, I don't even know how you begin to do something like that that's that accurate, or where you would get the shit. I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty fucking spot on.
Yeah. I saw photos before you guys saw them on Facebook, and I was blown away. I'm like, holy shit, I love that.
And like I said, I'm not even a big photo op guy, but yeah, like stuff like this is like what I want.
Yeah,
like,
if you're going to pay for a photo op, I mean, you want to have something like this, something unique, not the prom picture.
Yeah, not the awkward,
Yeah, no, this is awesome.
the glass case in between you and Susan Sarandon type of picture, with that. But yeah, I got a couple of the photos. That I
So
found
everyone
here on
watching,
Facebook.
you can get these photo ops. The tickets are on the website, thelivingdeadweekend.com. Go to that, and you can hit the ticket button and buy tickets.
This is another one that's insane.
It's gotten better. This is an early photo of the scene.
Yeah, they've added to it. Like I said, this is another one that I got to do, especially if Richard France is going to be there in fucking the eye patch and
Dummy,
dummy. Yeah, give me the dummies. Yeah, I'll take my money.
Now, I can't recall, and I apologize if he's passed, but is David Crawford who's still around, or did he pass away?
He's still around, but it's funny you ask about him. We always want him to be at the show. He's still local to Pittsburgh, and I asked him back in January, and he politely declined. There are a couple reasons why he's really not into appearing anywhere currently. But he has been asked, and he just doesn't want to.
He's got all that white zombie money from that sound clip they used.
Oh yeah, sure.
It gets up. I was wondering about David Crawford if he was going to be there or not.
Nope.
This is a good one right here too.
Oh, the red carpet, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious how they're going to do that. Like, surely she's not going to be acting like she's asleep, right? And you're going to be snuggled up next to her. Like, that'd be freaking killer.
It's my turn with the coat.
Might be, yeah. Well, they also got, because I also had just the whole list of photo ops brought up here from the website, but there were a couple in here that I am curious about, like, how the hell are they going to do? One in particular is the Scott Reiniger, John Harrison screwdriver gag photo op.
Oh,
I don't know anything about that one yet, so
are they going to be?
What that is.
Are they going to be laying on the floor with with John on top of Scott, and he's going to be driving? Because it says here.
I don't think that's going to happen. It's going to be probably stood up, and you just have them like posed, like it looks like they're on the ground.
Okay, it says lightheartedly recreating the screwdriver gag, which is he's not going to be jabbing a screwdriver into John Harrison's ear or anything.
Scott's not going on the ground.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But yeah, that one's kind of cool. Of course, they got the this one they've done a couple of different times. The Savini and the screen used motorcycle sidecar. Yep. That's a popular one. Of course, the Hare Krishna photo op with Mike Christopher in the actual Hare Krishna get up, which is pretty cool. Even in the stuff, because he did that recently at a convention over in the UK, and he still looks like exactly like
Yep.
fucking the guy from the fucking 70s. You're just like, geez, he doesn't age. Kathleen Feeney is the zombie nun photo op. She's done that one before, I believe.
She did the last time she was with us.
There you go. So she'll be in the nun outfit. Of course, you got the Richard France TV studio set, the Ken Foray bank
They're
set,
all
which is
killer.
Yeah, is Ken going to be in that yellow tank top for this?
Nah, I doubt it.
The red carpet photo op with Galen. This one's interesting. The JCPenney's department store mall backdrop with Scott. I'm curious because they also have the garden wagon. Are they going to have Scott sitting in a garden wagon in front of a JCPenney storefront?
We tried that before and it just didn't work out. So he's not going to get in the wagon.
Okay.
You could get in the wagon though, whoever's taking the photo.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's the thing. And Greg's going to be there. Greg Nicotero is going to be there. Photo up with Greg. Which Greg's going to be there one way or the other, whether he had anything to do with fucking, because he didn't work on Dawn of the Dead or anything, but he is literally the biggest Dawn of the Dead fan out there. Like, so yeah, if anybody needs to be at Living Dead Weekend, it's got to be Greg.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then there were some others that are listed too that are not on here on the site actually.
Yeah, there are zombie groups, like mall zombies and then non-mall zombies. There's also a SWAT group because we have so many of the SWAT guys. So that will be Scott Reiniger, Ken Forey, John Rice, Danny Bertha, and Jim Baffico. 5 SWAT guys.
Yeah, Landrum, Matt Landrum was super excited about that one because he's got the outfit, he's got the fucking gas mask, and it's literally the only time you're ever going to get all those guys together for a photo opportunity ever. Because Baffico, this is probably his last appearance, I would guess. John Rice really doesn't do a whole lot. Which, of course, John Rice is the guy for Initiate, is the guy that the young SWAT guy that shoots himself at the beginning of the film. That he's like, shoot it, man, shoot it in the head. The guy with the fucking shotgun. So yeah, that one's a cool one. There's just a bunch of different ones, and they're doing them both on Saturday and Sunday, correct?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll be able to choose what day you want to do them. So
yep.
There will be a Michael Felcher photo op, but it's all throughout the whole weekend. If you see him, bring him 2 scoops, take the photo. You're good.
Make sure you call him 2 scoops as much as you can too.
Yeah.
He'll be sitting by Tom Savini all weekend, I'm sure.
And you ask him about the Purple People Eaters and all kinds of different things.
King Frat,
of course.
Yeah, he's coming out with that soon. Max of the Dead, first time going /VIP. How's the mixer party?
Well, it's one of the coolest things at the show because for a bunch of reasons. Number one, there's a lot of food. It's fully catered. There's beer and drinks also, including Iron City beer, of course, because you see it in the movie. And there's also a lot of fans there. And then a lot of the celebrities from the movie, from Dawn of the Dead, are there to mingle and hang out and talk, in a sort of relaxed setting, a lot different from being at their table, or you might feel a little rushed with other people waiting for autographs and such. This is not a place where you can get autographs. The party is cool and relaxed, and you can just hang out and talk to people, fellow fans, get to know people, and maybe even talk to the celebrities and people from the movie too, and get to know them a little bit in a relaxed atmosphere.
Yeah, where else are you going to get shit-faced with John Russo?
Yeah. He'll be in there.
Pretty much everywhere. Like, really. Hey, you find him on the street. But on a serious note, though, this is not what somebody asked, like, do the guests really show up for the VIP? Yeah, like my experiences being there, being like, they actually really do. Like, I know Nick Terrell was there.
I mean, we make it mandatory for a lot of the bigger guests, who might want to just skip it. So it's in their contract, of course. But then a lot of people just want to be there too. Greg Nicotero, we don't have to give him any reason to be there. He'll just be there and he'll hang out and be cool with everybody because that's just how Greg is. But then there are some people that are older and they might want to leave a little early, so they might make an appearance, and then after about 10, 20 minutes, they might leave. But we get a lot of the people, our celebrity guests to be at the VIP mixer party.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I never did the VIP for years until a couple of years ago, and it was the Return of the Living Dead. You guys had the people from Return of the Living Dead. Was it 2?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Tom Matthews, Miguel Nunez, or no, it was the Night of the Creeps. It was Night of the Creeps because it was Jason Lively,
right?
Was at that show, and I remember we were hanging out outside the mall waiting for everybody to come out of the VIP. That was the year that we drove Rosemary Rixey home.
Right.
But me and Will are just hanging out outside the mall waiting for everybody to come out, and I was sold because everybody coming out of the mall after the VIP was over was like, all the cast members from Night of the Creeps and all these people were coming out just fucking drunk, just laughing, staggering out of the mall. I was just like, what did we miss? Like, because usually like VIP, I just like, I'm just ready to go back to the hotel or something like that. But after that, I was like, yeah, we're gonna do that next year. So yeah, I done it every year since. So
I had one. Okay,
sure.
Speaking of the VIP party, I'm going to tell you guys a story. I tell this to a lot of people over the years, but it's one of the most surreal things that ever happened to me at our show. Okay, I think it was 2018. We had our show at Monroeville Mall, and it was the 40th anniversary of Dawn. And about 30 minutes into the VIP party, Ken and Scott and Galen wanted to go back to the hotel, and I was like taking people back and forth if they needed at that point. So I go with them, and it's the coolest thing. I'm walking out with all three of them to my car. We're going up the escalator, and everybody's staring. I'm like, oh, this is cool. So then we get in the car, and we're talking, and this is the surreal part, okay? I have these three people who I have admired all my life, and I've loved this film all my life. They're in my car together with me, and we're talking about photo ops for the next day, okay? And the previous year, we had gotten Scott and Ken on the roof for photo ops, and we were going to have them again. And we're talking about this, and we're just talking about photo ops, and Galen says, well, you're not getting me up on that rough. So I start laughing because she says it just like in the movie, she's like, she says that line in the stairway. And I say to her, okay, I actually do your line from the movie. I take fans to that very stairway, and I say your lines. I say, Steven, let's get up to the roof. And then he says, we're not leaving those guys down there. And she immediately says to me, after I say the line, just like her, she's sitting next to me in the passenger seat. She says, and you said it like that? And I said, yep. And we all start busting out laughing. It was fucking hysterical, and it's something I'll always remember because I did the lines, and they're in the fucking car with me, and they're laughing at what I just did. Like, this is fucking surreal. It's one of the best memories I'll ever have from our show.
That's great.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, you do a lot of airport runs, which is I'm jealous.
I used to do more, but now not so much because we have a guy with an SUV, so he's taking on a lot of that sort of thing. But I used to do a lot.
So I just want to do that, just go pick people up from the airport and just talk to them on the way there,
I've had great experiences with Ken when we're driving like 45 minutes of traffic sometimes from the airport to the mall. I've been with Galen so many times. I'm comfortable with these people. Even I've taken Scott on the airport run to the mall and stuff. And one year, I had to get all three of them in the same day. It was Thursday before the show. First, it was Ken. I pick him up at like 3 p.m. Takes like 45 minutes. It's great talking to him in the car. We get to the hotel. It's when the DoubleTree was still open. He says, "Hey, you want to get a drink?" I'm like, "Sure." So I go and have 2 drinks at the bar with Ken in the DoubleTree, and we're talking and all kind of personal stuff. He's like an amazing guy when you get to know him. I mean, I don't know what you think about him as an actor. He's amazing, of course, in these movies and stuff. But when you get to know him, he's a great guy too. So I had a good time hanging out with him. Couple drinks. Couple hours later, I have to go get Scott Reiniger at the airport. I get him, drive and talk with him for quite a while. We get to the hotel. He checks in. He's like, "You want to go to the bar?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I end up having 1 or 2 drinks with Scott, and we're talking and hanging out at the bar. Okay, and then later on, I have to get Galen at like 10 at night or something. I bring her in. She gets checked in. She don't want to go to the bar though. She goes to her room. But still, it was awesome.
The one you want to get to the bar.
All three of these people, and I get to go to the bar with two of them at least. It's fucking
Well, you had enough to drink that day already, anyway.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
good.
I would have had drinks with her though.
You were shit faced by the time you went and got Galen. She was probably like, "No, I think you need to go home, dude. Like you're just swerving through fucking traffic." Yeah.
It's a little known fact about Larry. He's all screwed up when he's doing them tours. He's like he's on a bender 2 or 3 days.
I'm not even smoking cigarettes. I'm not drinking during the weekend. I've got too much going on.
He's on Molly, so just watch out for him. He gets a little frisky. I think they made 2 posters this year. Are those included with the VIP tickets?
They are, and the crazy thing is, I heard that there may be another poster or 2 that have not premiered yet, but don't quote me on that. I heard this, so there might be another variant or 2.
Okay.
Jeez, because the guys that did the 2 posters, Byron Winton and Michael Calandra, is that how you pronounce his last name?
Yes.
2 really cool guys. They've done the posters for Living Dead Weekend. Either one of them have done the poster for Living Dead Weekend since its conception, I think, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So having both of them do a poster for this event, I think really makes a lot of sense.
I own 2 of the original paintings that they did for us for our show program. I own Byron's for our Evan City show, I believe in 2017. It's got Bill Cardell and George Kusana on the cover and the farmhouse in the background. And then I also own Michael Calandra's the crazy sort of portrait painting for the 2019 Evan City show. So I got 2 of the original paintings.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah. I met Michael. He's a cool guy. I met him at a Horror Hound a couple of years ago, and we just talked about Romero for 30, 45 minutes. And I was looking, he has a lot of great stuff at his table. And he's going to have a table there. I think they're both going to have tables there. Yep. And just talking about some of the vendors, do you know of any of the vendors that are going to be there? They're going to be any, because I know, the Vinegar Syndrome store is open downtown. I'm planning on going because I didn't get to go in October, but I'm planning on stopping by there especially after I found out what they have there apparently about the Lanny Powers ashes.
Yeah, I heard about that too. That's
is
weird.
That actually there? Have you guys heard about that?
No.
So Lanny Powers is the guy that designed the original poster artwork for Dawn of the Dead.
Yes, also Day of the Dead.
And Day of the Dead. And apparently Vinegar Syndrome store has his ashes in the storefront window. In like a fucking urn or something.
I wonder how that came about.
I was going to say, I have so many questions.
Yeah,
about that.
I got to see that. I'm like, what? So yeah, I got to get to the Vinegar Syndrome store. But what, like vendor wise, they usually have.
Well, I'll tell you a couple. Well, of course, I'm going to be a vendor, so please visit my booth. I'm one of the few vendors that actually has wall space. The rest are, like I told you earlier, celebrities are going to be all on the outside of the sort of halls we have. And there's only 2 vendors who have wall space, me and Byron. The rest are all in the center of the rooms. And my table space is called Deals of the Dead. There's a big yellow ugly banner. It says Deals of the Dead. I'll have sort of a Lightbox film cell projects, these things that I do, and all kinds of Romero stuff. So check me out, Deals of the Dead. Also, there will be, I think the last toy store. I think that's one of them. I don't know a lot. I think the last toy store is the one they recently had a lot of different celebrities come to their store and they have signings there and they've signed figures and stuff. They're going to have a whole bunch of the Dawn of the Dead figures and a lot of those distinctive dummies ones that have been coming out for the past few months. They're going to have limited quantities of all those figures. And if you guys, anybody wants those figures, stop by and see them at their booth. They're not going to last long.
Yeah, I always piss around and miss out on those things. Every time I see them, I'm just like, I gotta get that. And then Monday, it's because it's like literally you got to be there Monday morning.
Mm-hmm. But once you start,
or something crazy,
you can't just get one, right? You got to get all of them.
Nope.
That's the problem.
I've been addicted to them for like 3-4 years now. I can't stop.
Speaking of which, though, I do have an extra Roger one that I am going to be bringing down there if anybody wants, or if that one gets around too. Because I ordered 2 of them one year like a dumbass, and Like I've got an extra one, so yeah. I think Tim Gross will probably be there too as a vendor.
Yeah,
My
I'm pretty
guess
sure.
is-
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there like every year. He does Gross Fest and things like that too. Yeah. Trying to think who else I
Would be.
saw. Multiple
Orbit's usually there. I think Orbit
Orbit.
DVD is usually
Yeah.
there. Severn's there sometimes.
Yeah.
I would think that
Definitely Severin, because one of their guys, he's local, so I know he'll be there.
I don't know if the TerraVision guys are going to show up this time or not.
What are they going to show up with? Yeah. Sorry.
they're going to be there too.
That's true. Yeah.
You're going to wait.
They're going to have IOUs. That's what they'll show up. Oh, Jesus. Anyway.
There's new figures though that Walmart. I'm seeing people post the Day of the Dead figures. Have you guys picked those up yet?
Listen to this. I got a story to tell you about that.
What's
Okay.
that?
Last week, this dude, some guy I know on Facebook, I should know his name, but I don't know him very well, but he hit me up and he said, hey, I work for Trick or Treat Studios. Do you want to do an unboxing video with those figures? He's like, I'll ship them to you. I'm like, okay, yeah, absolutely. I want them, and I haven't had the money to buy them yet, but they're arriving tomorrow, and he wants to do me to do a whole unboxing video and talk about them and where they are available, like you said, at Walmart. And I'm going to do whatever he wants since he's sending me the figures for free.
Well, sure.
Hell yeah.
You can't be free. Yeah.
No, I'll do whatever he wants.
How weird is it though? I mean, yeah, the Walmart tie-in with everything going on with the mall and everything, but I never would have ever imagined that Walmart would be selling Day of the Dead figures in my lifetime. It's just,
Well, they've got Terrifier figures, man. Like
They do.
yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, I would have never thought that in a million
Trick or
years.
Treat Studios, is this the first thing that they've had in Walmart like that? It's the first thing I can think of.
I'm not sure.
It may be.
Yeah.
I can't remember seeing anything Trick or Treat Studios in Walmart before. I know they usually have like some Chucky stuff, Terrifier, some of the more like pop culture type of horror stuff there. But Day of the Dead, it's just like, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting choice. But I see them everywhere. Like people are posting pictures all the time. It's just like, look, I found all these at Walmart, and I'm just like, wow, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks like they did them right. I mean, I love how they're using the video art and all that with them. So, and then
did you guys end up getting that Day of the Dead 4K?
No,
I have
Yeah,
no
I'm gonna do that.
I'm waiting on the international version. Whoever does it.
I knew CK wasn't getting it. Come on.
Yeah.
What about that
Team
one that
Factory?
just came out? Everybody's shitting on right now.
Oh,
So,
yeah, I heard the talking shit. Yeah.
Yeah, what is it? Sinistrange?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who did that?
Well, it's
Did you guys
German,
see
right?
that?
I think it's like an AI
Yeah,
upscale
Austrian.
or something. 4K.
Oh,
right here.
God, that's
what I hear.
that's gonna be rough.
But yeah, like CK is insinuating. Yeah, if you're not gonna get Scream Factory, which I got it because I'm that guy. But I'm really looking forward to. I think there's a second site. Talk of a second site for 4K, probably a box set that I would guess from second site coming out from.
I'm surprised they haven't announced it. Whoever is doing it hasn't made any announcement on it
Oh,
yet.
I'm sure they have to give Scream Factory a limited window to sell theirs, and then they'll be able to sell their version.
Yep.
And then
That's what I'm looking for.
the newest Night of the Living Dead movie. Have you guys seen that yet?
No,
Rob
no
Van
plans.
Dam one.
No plans.
I have for some reason I haven't been in quite the rush to see that one, but it is
Yeah,
available to
but-
watch apparently.
Mike,
think
you
it's-
watch
yeah,
all
it's on
that crap,
streaming.
so maybe. You're
I
gonna
mean,
watch
it'll
it.
make for a great watch along at some point, I'm sure, when we're getting hammered watching fucking shit movies. But yeah, I haven't rushed to peruse that one quite yet.
Me either.
All right, for both of you all, like, what is the worst version of like any of those, in your opinion, like of any of those movies that kind of like either was like night or day, or like all those? Like, what's the worst one?
I mean, the one that always pops up to me is that Day of the Dead remake with the spider zombies crawling up walls and shit, and Rames in it, and vegetarian
Vegetarian
bub or
bub.
something, and
Vegetarian
God.
Bros.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it gets worse than the 30th anniversary Night of the Living Dead.
That was my pick.
Like, just for what it does, it would be like taking Citizen Kane and like adding new scenes to that 30 years later. But the fact that the shit that they added is just as bad as it is. It's like I get they were trying to like reclaim the rights to that thing or whatever they were going for, but that's just not the way to go about it. I do like some of the music in it. I've said in the past, some of the music that they've added to it is not the worst, but the movie in and of itself is, yeah.
You didn't like Damien Demento in
it? Damien
Anton
Demento. Anton LaVey, yeah. No, that one's hard to beat for me. Like, at least the Day of the Dead remake is funny and like just it's an enjoyable bad movie to watch, just to fucking laugh at, just because it's so bad.
What about Day of the Dead 2 Contagion?
I never even watched the full thing. I watched like the first 10 minutes and it was so bad I fell asleep. And I don't fall asleep during movies. I love movies. I watch them. But I fell asleep. It was terrible. I never watched.
Is it Day of the Dead that the Doodlesons own, right? They own the rights.
They own the rights, yeah.
So like the deal was with Anchor Bay when we talked to Felcher about it is they had to release Day of the Dead 2 Contagion as part of their agreement with the Doodlesons to release, to keep re-releasing Day of the Dead.
Okay, makes sense.
That's like the epitome. It's like the epitome of a hostage situation if I've ever heard.
Yeah, they wanted to put out like Night Riders or something else, and in order to keep the rights to that stuff, they had to release Day of the Dead Contagion.
There you go. Okay,
which is killer.
God,
that's just that idea.
Go. And that they had, you remember the shitty artwork too, like just
that's what I was gonna say. It looks like some shitty Photoshop artwork that somebody threw together at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Evidently, according to Felcher, they had better artwork that they were going to use, but that was the theatrical poster. He said,
I'm like, the theatrical.
What theater played that movie? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, there's been a lot of bad show. Creepshow 3. God help us.
That's one of the very worst too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been so in the name of the fucking Doodlesons. Yeah, there's been a lot of bad shit. Which again, people shit, and I've talked about this before. People shit on Richard Rubenstein and his tight grip on Martin and Dawn of the Dead. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad that there's somebody like Richard that's not letting those movies be fucking pimped out the way that Day and Creepshow has been pimped out and just market. I mean, Night of the Living Dead, forget about it. There's like they've done everything they can possibly do to Night of the Living Dead other than batter it about the head and face with a club and just drag it out in the street. It's just
I want to get the book that has all of the VHS releases of Night of the Living Dead. I need to get that book. I heard about it.
You might be able to pick that up at the show because I know that the guy's usually there and he usually has a table that's selling this book. It's a pretty awesome book.
I still don't have it. Funny thing is, I knew that guy when he was like working on it like privately for like years. I met him at a couple shows and he gave me like a little printout like he made of like 16 pages from a printer at home long before he ever had the idea to do the book or maybe had the opportunity to do the book. So I have like this original thing that he used to give out years ago.
Sweet. Very cool.
Yeah, I don't have that either. I'm gonna have to pick that up too, just out of curiosity, because there's been hundreds and hundreds of releases of Night of the Living Dead going all the way back to the VHS days. Anybody that had any semblance of a physical media company from the early days has done Night of the Living Dead at least once. But yeah, I saw a question pop in earlier, and this is something I get asked a lot too. Just about where the fuck is it? So with all the huge roster, this is from Glaken 77709. I don't know who that is. So with all the huge roster, what's the autograph and picture scene going to be like?
I have something to say about that. Okay, of course, you DeadPit guys. Sweet. I hear you talking all the time. I watch all your shows, and you always talk about the autograph prices and how they're outrageous and all this stuff. And I hear you. I've taken this into account. Okay. So listen to this, and I did this with you guys in mind and with all the fans in mind. So I tell you, I deal with maybe 20 or something of our celebrity guests and whatnot, maybe a little bit more, 25. And I created a plan for everybody to try to help the fans get something extra and maybe help them a little bit monetarily, and also not to get skipped because there's so many guests. So I came up with a deal. I'm offering a deal. I told all my people that I work with, all the new guests and different people, do this deal for fans, and I think people would really appreciate it. I know agents don't really suggest deals and stuff, but I've made signs for them to have at their table and stuff. But I'm not an agent, okay? I'm looking out for the fans, and it's not about me, and it's about you guys.
Hold on, I was trying to get it at the same time. We keep trying to bring it up.
Payment plan option.
No, there's no payment plans, but I'm telling my
it's like the
people
PayPal Pay in 4, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. There's gonna be a deal. So I've told all my $20 people, like I have a lot of the zombie people, they're not $40 like Wes always yells out. All these people are $40, not even the random zombies. No. A lot of the random zombies are gonna be 20, okay, but get this. If you want to get 2 autographs, they'll do it for 30. 2 of them for 30. Okay? So this helps out a fan who maybe wants the event poster signed and another personal item or a table photo signed. Get 2 items for 30. So that's a cool deal for a fan, and also might generate more of a little bit something in their pocket too by getting $30 instead of 20. And then also it helps them having a deal where John Amplis doesn't need to give out deals. Galen Ross, Ken Forey don't need to give out deals because they're people that the fans want to meet automatically. They have a built-in audience, but these random zombies and stuff, the lesser characters, maybe they might get skipped if people are on a budget. But if they see a deal like 2 for 30, then it might make them think about it and say, I'm going to go for that. And then you stop and talk to them, and maybe they have a good story, and you spend some money with them. So I've created this plan for my people that I deal with you guys in mind and with other fans in mind to maybe help them and help you.
Yeah, I mean, who the hell charges $10 anymore for anything?
Yeah,
I even made a suggestion. Okay, say, of course, I tell these people you don't have to take my suggestion. You could do whatever you want, but if you charge too much, you might not get too many people wanting your autograph. But if you charge too little, that's not a problem. But say you want to do something different, like charge $20 for an item at your table or something. But if a fan brings their own poster or something, maybe charge them 10. I just gave them all an email with a bunch of options and things to think about and what they can do, to maybe help them and help the fans all together. Everybody works together, and it works out positively for them. And then I'm going to tell you a big one. Okay, that's for the $20 random zombies, more or lesser characters. Well, I gave a suggestion to Jim Baffico, who was there with his wife. So that's Wooly and his wife, who plays 2 zombies. He's going to be super popular, okay? You know that, right? So I suggested he be $40, which is still affordable, but not super crazy or anything. I also tell all my people, free photos at the table, selfie, whatnot, if you get an autograph, I don't want anybody charging for their photo with them. I hate that, just like you guys. I'm an old school person where you always got a free photo at the table if you got an autograph, okay? So I suggest that to all my people. So now I have a new deal with Wooly, Jim Baffico, and his wife, Joey. He's going to be the desirable one, but I don't want her to feel left out. So I said he's going to be 40, she's going to be 20, but if fans come by and they want to get a combo deal of both of them together, $50 for the 2 autographs. So that'll include her and maybe give a deal to the fans, and maybe she'll get more autographs sold that way instead of being skipped. So I'm trying to help everybody in some way, and it has nothing to do with me. I'm just trying to help the people, the celebrity guests, and I'm trying to help you guys, the fans.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. And especially for somebody like Joey, is another person.
She's kind of a blink and you miss her zombie too. So
well, I don't know, man. To me, like she has one of the best squib shots in the fucking movie. She's the zombie that digs into Roger's leg as he's trying to climb into the Scirocco, and then Ken Forey blasts her with the fucking rifle and that splatters out the back. To me, that's one of my favorite gunshots in the entire movie. It's just the whole thing, like her digging into the leg, the fucking gunshot. But again, she's one of those that's probably never going to do another one of these again.
You're correct.
So it's
most likely not.
get her while you can, you know, like get her on your poster while you can, while you're getting Jim. I mean, shit, for $50 2 signatures at a convention in 2026, where the hell else are you going to do that, you know?
Yep. It's kind of a no-brainer, so I'm helping her out too. So
yeah, I think it's a great idea. I'm glad I hope they take you up on doing stuff like that, like just kind of, because there are a bunch of like and especially
we
lost CK.
Creepy. He'll be back. His computer just shit the bed.
Yeah, I hear he's his computer's aging out just like ours has. You know,
it's exactly what's going to happen to him next. Yeah.
Yeah. But the fun thing about like some of these lesser known zombies and stuff, like those are the people you're going to get the interesting stories from, because those are the people that were getting drunk in the Brown Derby, you know, before they went on set. Those are the people that were smoking the joints with, you know, hanging out in the fucking parking lot. They got the stories that haven't been told a billion times. Like, yeah, it's great meeting Ken, it's great meeting Galen, but they do conventions, they've done interviews, they kind of know what stories to tell. You know, but you get some of these people that have all these different stories that you're not going to hear anywhere else, and that's what I'm excited about. That's why I love, like, when Sharon Carroll from Night of the Living Dead, her first appearance, I love talking to her, because she was just, and it's great seeing these people that had no idea, that were in these movies years ago and have just moved on with their life. They got a job, had a family, lived their life, and then 50 years later, somebody comes up to them and says, "Hey, did you know that you're a celebrity?" And it's like, when I met Sharon, she was like, "I had no idea that all this was going on. Like, I had no idea that there were this many people that actually would care to have me sign something." And she was just blown away, you know, and just hearing her stories, her recollections of being on the set of Night, like those are the fun stories that you get to have. Like, just if you're a Dawn of the Dead fan, it's like those are the first time guests, or where you're going to get those new stories, new perspectives on a movie you love. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. I'm glad to hear that. You okay, CK?
I'm okay, but my internet isn't. So my internet has been going out like late. I don't know if they're working on it late at night or whatever, but it does this almost every night. So, but guys, it is a work night. We definitely want to say the livingdeadweekend.com. The October show, no details yet. Nothing's been signed yet. What do you do for an October show, by the way? I mean, what would be?
It's not going to be about Dawn of the Dead, but maybe I can give you another scoop. We are looking at possibly a Reanimator reunion, which could also become and be morphed into a From Beyond reunion if you add Ken Foree. And we're looking at a couple other ideas for the show, but those are the two main ones. But there's some other stuff along with them.
You know, I'm excited about the Reanimator reunion.
Oh yeah, I know you are. He's not a big fan, apparently.
It's fine. It's an okay movie. It's fine, but I'm not. I just don't cream my pants over it like most people. It's okay. I actually kind of like From Beyond better. Like, I prefer From Beyond. I'm that guy.
That's a wild take, Mike. What the fuck? I'm just learning this, and like I don't know what to say.
I'm sorry.
Well, Barbara Crampton's in both, so I love both.
And Barbara Crampton and From Beyond, my own. That's a great scene.
That's what I'm talking about.
And you get Ken in From Beyond, and I'm, as a Dawn fan, it's like great to see Ken in, some of the movies. So yeah. Thank you, Jackson Jack. Jackson Jack also prefers fucking From Beyond. There you go. So I knew I wasn't alone.
But I don't know if I wanted Jackson Jack.
Hey, yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if I wanted to be in the same camp as Jackson Jack or not, but I'll take it.
Oh Jesus!
But this has been a premium multi-stream, if we didn't say, so we're all over the place tonight. Facebook, YouTube, WGON TV. That's Larry's channel over on YouTube. Alpha Romero's channel. You guys primarily cover the Romero movies all the time. Have you got anything else coming up on those channels anytime in the next little bit you want to mention?
Man, Larry, I know you said you got an unboxing video that you're.
Well, yeah, I have that unboxing video. There is something that I've been trying to get done for a long time. back in 2019, I went down to Fort Myers and Sanibel Island, of course, the filming locations of Day of the Dead, and I did a complete shot recreation of the beginning of Day of the Dead. Okay, and I did a whole walk and talk, whole thing of all this video footage and all this stuff, and I've never been able to put it together because I recorded audio separate from the video. It needs to be combined. I don't have the shit to do that. I gave all the footage to some guy last summer that I know, and he still hasn't gotten it together. But this is something for the future, and then I have all kinds of things that I want to do and work on, but I'm always busy with Living Dead Weekend. But fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, depending on how you see it, if our show doesn't exist anymore, or if it's not at the mall, maybe I'll have free time to complete my projects and work on them and put them on my YouTube channel. I could do a lot of shit, but I just don't have the time.
I know what he's going to do. He'll be in fucking Walmart and he'll be like, all right, now, before this was Walmart, they're out here.
Aisle 4 over here where the, the tampons are. That's where, yeah, I can see that. I don't even like hearing you say that, though, man. Like, God,
isn't that awful? Just think about
Jesus Christ. And with Larry, man, Larry's got just a fucking abundance of knowledge about like I'm telling you guys, if this is your first trip to Living Dead Weekend, if your first trip to the mall, if you've never been, it's changed a lot since 1977.
Yes,
trust me. But if you take Larry's tour, he puts the goggles on for you and takes you back to that time period when those movies were made, and all of a sudden you're in that shopping mall because he paints the picture and all of a sudden you can see it. Like I said, this is my 4th time taking the tour, which it's sold out and I don't know what the fuck I'm selling, but it's my 4th time taking the tour and I love doing it every
they'll be doing tours in October.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I mean,
there you go.
If you missed out this time, come in October.
There you go. So yeah, it's the perfect time to kind of stop because the craziness and everything that's going on with the convention, you're running around meeting guests, vendors. You don't really have the time to stop and just kind of take it in. With Larry's tours, it's the perfect time for me Sunday morning to just kind of listen to Larry talk and fucking just take it in and just realize, holy shit, I am standing here in this place that I've dreamed about coming to since I was 12 years old. And it's still here. The bones are still for now. Like it is still here, and just enjoy it. Take it in, enjoy it, soak it in. But yeah. So yeah, in October, if you miss the tour this time, come back in October, take the tour. You won't regret it.
I always appreciate your kind words when you talk about my tours and me and stuff. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for doing it, man.
$50 I ever spent. I think it was $50. But
Yep.
I mean, like you said, we're not selling anything because like it's already sold out. But just we're trying to really
the October show
press this tour, but
yeah. But yeah, on my channel though, I'm done. I got nothing else coming up until the show, but I am planning on doing some videos, maybe some live streams from the show from some different locations, maybe doing kind of like an on the road thing, not to steal you guys' gimmick, but just kind of filming as we're getting there, filming while we're there, just kind of popping up live whenever I get a chance to pop up live. I've been meaning to do this for years, but it's just kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity to do this for the last Dawn of the Dead reunion at the Monroeville Mall. Live from Braddock, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me tell you a little secret, a little something I heard about Braddock. Okay, maybe you can track this down if you do a little research, and it'd be something really cool for your channel and for your video. Okay, I've heard there's a rumor. Okay, this is like one of those urban myths. Okay, that somewhere in Braddock there is a soda machine, where you put in the quarters and dollars, whatever, and you get out a can of soda and whatnot. I have heard there is a particular soda machine. This is urban legend, where you hit the right button and you get a beer out.
Really?
Yes. So if you can find somewhere like there's a caged soda machine where you can go to it all hours of the night, it might be the one that has that one button with the beer.
Is this a Tony Booba story?
No, this is urban legend from locals or something, not from Tony Booba.
Well, I'll be testing that theory out. We'll be looking for a fucking soda machine because I gotta be in Bragg. That's my spot. You know, whether that's probably where I'm gonna end up.
No, I
going
don't
down
know
the
if it's
street.
true. I've never tried to look. I don't know if there's any machines you could find that are accessible. You know, I don't know, but this is what I hear.
Well,
Either you'll get a beer or you'll get kidnapped by some family and tortured. So
yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah,
That's
at
Nerve the
Alpha.
Legend.
At Alpha Romero 88, you guys check it out. Go subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, if you're watching from my channel, make sure you got the notifications bell on because, like I said, I'm gonna be just going live whenever. There's gonna be no announcement. I'm just gonna pop up live from here and there throughout the weekend. So that's what I got planned. But yes, at Alpha Romero 88 over on YouTube. Go check it out if you like listening to somebody fucking babble about George Romero for 3 or 4 hours every weekend.
Sure.
That's me.
indeed.
That's the crowd tonight, though. We've had over 130 some people all night long, so definitely people are getting amped up this coming weekend. The Living Dead Weekend.com. Check it out.
Thank you,
guys.
Thank
you.
And finger fuck that like button.
Yes,
I've always wanted to say that. I feel like violently. I've always wanted to say that. Now if I'm on Deadpit, I can say finger fuck that
Scissor the
like
like button, bulls. Come on.
As far as Deadpit goes, I'm not sure what we're doing this weekend at the show. I'm sure we'll do something with Garrett live. But the next big thing for us is the Cruel Summer Slashback. Starts in 2 weeks.
Can't wait.
All slasher movies all summer. Yeah. So, but thank you guys again. Thanks to everybody that's watching, and we will catch you guys next go around.
See you all at the mall soon.
Yeah, and at DeadPit.com.
Stay
scared.
A big thanks goes out to our supporters over at DeadPit on Patreon.com. You can get hours upon hours of great content, right, Uncle Bill?
There's so many hours of content. We've got reviews. We've got songs. We've got live streams. We've got exclusive streams. We've got non-exclusive streams. We've got streams with all kinds of celebrities and all kinds of different old shows from the past podcast, the initial incarnation of the show. All of that can be yours.
DeadPit on Patreon.com. Show us a little bit of love. Give us some money because we definitely deserve it. That Patreon page is so killer that you'll rub your bird to it on a nightly basis. It's that good.
You won't be able to contain yourself. You'll have to jerk your bird out and go crazy. I mean, that's how much content that we have. So much content that it's massive, and it will massively smack you in the face.
You'll play with your bird so much, pretty soon you'll be looking around for somebody else's bird to play.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite Filipino bitch, Miss Slatko Fudd, telling you about shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts on TeePublic. There are others, but they all suck. And it's the best goddamn deal on horror shirts you will ever see. New shirts, old shirts, all the in-between shirts. God damn it, bulls, go over the shop.deadpit.com. You ain't down with that. You can go to fucking hell.